Hey, welcome 2.0 family, and thanks for coming on and joining our Sunday Night Live. This is the time where we get together and you guys get to comment in the chat and talk about the video that happened that week, or not video that happened that week that became a video that wasn't a video that was a video. So, well, I'm going to start out by saying hi to everyone. PA Wilderness Adventures. Now, if I can just stay awake, he says, laugh out loud. And hey, Darlene, how you doing? You and me both, LOL. Okay. Hey, Ed Chaos, how you doing? And Chris Schultz. Hey, there's KN. We're going to be talking about something that KN brought up to me earlier this week, and telling PA Wilderness coffee. So, let me take a sip of my coffee out of my gift that came from JDB Designs. Has got me on there. Now I don't have the sweatshirt on. I'm actually wearing a different shirt tonight. This one was in that video that I shot. This is the shirt that I got when I was out at last year, Death Valley. So I've got one. Miss 2.0's got one that I got her. Hers is different. But when I was wearing this the other day, she goes, "Oh, we got to wear our shirts and go to Outback Steakhouse." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, we do." I love Outback. I don't know about you guys. Oh, maybe I should. How about that? We're doing squirrels already. So this is not the same hat that I was wearing. It's the same design, and it's the same hat style. So there's the floppy hat. But if you noticed, this one here is gray, which I believe Camp Hat was a darker gray, but I can't find the darker gray. But I ordered it. I saw this one on there. This is a green. So I dropped this off at the place that I get these stitches. So I wanted to see what they both looked like. I like the green. I like the gray too. I like them both. So yeah. So let's see. Oh, going down. I've said hi, Darlene KN, Chris Schultz, and then we got PA Wilderness Adventures. Let's see. Oh, you guys are talking a lot. Joseph Kelly, how are you doing? You got to go to bed early tomorrow morning to bring your mom to chemotherapy. Well, we'll be praying for that and praying that she is, that it does what it's supposed to do and that she doesn't have any ill effects from it. We'll just, I know chemo can be, especially with Big Dog, talking to him, but he was blessed because we give all credit to the Lord for prayer, but he didn't really go through much sickness. But I know it affects everybody different. But we'll definitely be praying for you guys tomorrow, your mom and yourself, Joseph. So let's see. Hey, a little off keel. How are you doing? Outdoors, welcome. Hey, there's brother Elric and the Black Heart saying hi, Tony, Darlene, and everyone. Oh, we got Grammy 2024. Is that when you became a Grammy, or is that when you got your award? Grammy Awards. Oh, that's right. Today is St. Patty's Day. I better wish everybody a happy St. Patty's Day. And our green studio finally is for St. Patty's Day, right? And you can see I've got the Ridgeline light hung up back there because I'm not using it right now because we were set out to do a car camp on for Thursday night's video where we had our dilemma, and we're going to get to talking about that tonight. We definitely are. Oh, there we go. Under the weather tonight. Still here. Oh, well, hope you feel better, Leonard. And yes, definitely, just like Leonard did, Darlene's reminding everybody, please put 3 question marks in front of your question so that I can jump up and see it. All right. Hey, there's Pork Rolls Adventure. How you doing, brother? Yeah. So I'm going to be going on an hammock event down at Mossy Swamp down in North Carolina. It's about an 8-hour drive, and that's going to be April 5th, 6th, and 7th. And I believe on the 5th, I'm going to do like a little meetup there at the campground. At least that's what I was asked if I'd want to do a meetup. And I just got confirmation that Sean's Adventures or Rewild is going to be there. And I interviewed him when I was down in Florida. Yeah, so he's going to be there as well. Hopefully he has safe travels and I have safe travels. Going to do that. So, hey, Fisher's Outdoor Adventures, how are you doing? Hey, there's Brother Jeff. Welcome, welcome. There's Donnie. How you doing, Donnie, from New York? There's Rick Wilson and our brother Mike. How you doing, Mike? Yeah, I do adventures. We're going to be getting together. Yes, we are. There's Aaron Weiser. How are you doing, Aaron? All right, Small Town Adventures is here. Okay. Oh, there's Skeeter. And then Pens by Rob. Ah, that's cool. Pens by Rob. Hello, Tony. Good evening. Oh, that's Ellen or Eileen. Hi, Tony. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Hey, happy St. Patrick's Day to you as well. Oh, Ed, thank you very much for that super sticker. That is great. I really appreciate that. And there's David P. Hi, Tony. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm actually feeling a lot better. Remember, I was having some issues for a couple weeks, a lot of congestion, stomach issues, things like that. Just wasn't feeling right. I've been tired, and I've been tired still off and on, but not as tired as I was, right? Hey, Patrick, how you doing? And there's Gene. Welcome, welcome, Gene. Yeah. All the way from Georgia. Yes. Oh, hey, Maria, you've been doing a lot of commenting on those videos. So, just everybody knows you as MD Gons 66. For the last, I believe it's been a month now, you've been going through the videos. And I know last Sunday I mentioned about going, because we're coming up on the 2-year anniversary of the stroke. She's gone back and watched a lot of the stroke videos. I think you made it through all of them. Because I believe you commented on almost every single one of them. Now you're going back and watching the lives. You've been doing a lot of watching, and I greatly appreciate that. I certainly do. Yes, I do. All right. Hey, there's Mike. And how am I doing? I'm doing good, Mike Ryder. There's Jake. Yeah. How you doing, Jake, the Oregon boy? Kayan giving a big wave. There's Dixie Cup. Hey, Dixie Cup. Everyone, I made it. And Cowboy Mike. Go Pens. Yeah, they've been doing terrible. Terrible this year. Oh, my goodness. I get updates on my phone every once in a while, and I'm almost hating to look at it. Yeah, but yeah. Hey, Rebecca. How are you doing? Hope all is well with you and your family. Alrighty, God bless you. Rebecca with 2 Ks. Yeah. I know when she jumps on to our premieres, I do a talk text. And my talk text always puts 2 C's in there. So a lot of times I'll say Rebecca with 2 Ks. So yeah, that's our little thing. Yeah. So hey, Dan, how are you doing? Dan at Camp Kill 'Em All. Yes. Happy St. Patty's Day, everyone. Shout out to my mom for her birthday today. Happy birthday, Mom. Yes, happy birthday, Dan's mom. Yes. All righty. Well, I wonder if you had green icing on your cake. So, hey, Joan Davis, how are you doing? Yeah. And oh, there we go. The universe according to Dave. Hi, Tony. Glad to be on this evening. I'm glad you're on as well. Yes. Let's see. Hit that like button. I appreciate that. Redneck City Boys are in the house. Yeah. Robert Bell. Tim. How are you doing, brother? All right. There's Tony with an eye. Yeah. How are you doing, Tony? I'm glad you made it this time, right? I know a couple times you've had to catch it on the next day or later that evening, and I always appreciate you coming on and watching. Yes, I have. Yeah, that's like I said, you've been on a marathon. I've come a long way. And like I was saying last Sunday, I'm glad that I videotaped, continued to videotape when I had the stroke, even though it was different. Because I was doing, all the therapy and stuff, but I wanted to record that. And believe it or not, and you even commented on this, about, I had down days. But one of the things that I was encouraged by Darlene and Stitch and everyone is to go back and watch where I was at 2 weeks earlier. Where I could physically see the progression. But with a stroke, it's two steps forward. You have good days, you have bad days. I had a bad day yesterday, and it's almost 2 years, and I was off balance. Just standing there, I'd be slide my chair back, just standing there, and I would all of a sudden, fall backwards to my right. So there's days, but it's all part of it. You just keep moving forward. Unless you fall backwards, then you got to move forward even more, right? Yeah. Hey, Dennis, how you doing, everyone? He says. Yeah. So Leonard, happy St. Patrick's Day. Yes. Let's see. Oh, Mike Ryder, thank you so much. Some coffee for you. I really appreciate that, Mike. Yes, thank you for that super chat, because when you put a message in, it's called a chat. When it's just a sticker, it'll just come up as a sticker, and I really do appreciate that. Yeah, and Darlene, give me the arrows. I appreciate that too, because I need all the help I can get. Yeah. All right. So let me go down a little bit more. Hey, Josh and Jen, how are you doing? Yeah. Hey, Tony, Josh, and Jen here. Did you get out in that new camper? So, Josh and Jen, we've been praying for Josh, 25% of his lung capacity recently, and he hasn't been able to get out camping, but now they're able to go because they got a little pull behind camper. Beautiful. They sent me pictures of it. Josh, I don't know if you want to put that up on our Random Adventures 2.0 family Facebook page sometime, if you think about it and want to do it. We'd love to. Everybody, I'm sure, would love to see it. Everybody's been praying for you, and really, really glad you guys are going to get to take advantage of that. Yeah. Let's see. Skeeter, Dennis, I need St. Patty to come. The Western North Carolina and chase all the snakes away. There you go. Yeah. Did you guys hear about that? PETA says that we should eat more snakes because it's higher in protein, and snakes don't pass gas like cows do. I don't know. I was listening to that on the radio. I was like, what? Oh, Dave, thank you so much for the new phone fund. Well, I appreciate that. And that's what we're here to talk about. What happened on that camp that wasn't a camp that got ended short. So I did go into some discussion about it on the video. Now, for days after filming that, and I didn't know what to do. And we're coming up on Thursday. Where should I start? Okay, let's start where I'm filming all my intros. And you guys know that I use my camera for all of my filming. And I've had situations where there's gotten water in the port. And one of the things that I talked about is that one of the things that Stitch and I tried down there at HangCon is I had heat. So heat, use that for an alcohol stove. It's one of the things you can use for an alcohol stove. But my phone just went berserk. It wouldn't charge. It was down to like 3% all of a sudden. It was getting ready to shut off. But I went to plug it in to my battery bank, and it was going bam, 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 which means, and it was saying water in port. So we didn't have a Q-tip, but we used a piece of paper, cardboard, something that was little fibrous and could soak up some of the heat. We put it in a cap. We dipped it in there in the charging port, and then aired it out. But heat is meant to put in a gas tank to remove moisture from your gas tank. And well, it worked way better than rice, because rice would have taken a couple days. The heat in the back end of it actually got all the moisture out, and I was able to plug it in and charge back up, which was amazing. And so I've had instances where I've been out early on in the channel. I think coming back from a falls, it was the second or third video that I ever recorded. So I used to have a Samsung 9 for years and years and years. I went from a flip phone to a Samsung 9. All right. And so when I started the channel using my Samsung 9. Well, the Samsung 9s didn't have much storage in them at all. And filming content early on, I was trying to do all the walk-bys and things like that. And when I'm out there, I was making coffee by these falls, and I'm leaving, and my phone says, "You have no more space," and I didn't say goodbye yet. I didn't film a lot of that walking back from the falls, things like that. And in the one video, I was throwing stuff away, files, old pictures, old videos, trying to create space in that phone so I could finish recording before I was out of the area. And I was able to do it. And it happened multiple times. And I had that phone from March 21st for the channel all the way up to that November. And in November, I ran up to the Verizon store. Now, I had that phone for like 6 years. And when I got to the Verizon store, they said, "Hey, you can trade this in." So I traded in 2021, November 2021, got it, ran out, and I did a video called Channel Update on Saturday morning, and then went back to Verizon with Miss 2.0 to upgrade her phone as well to the 21. Now, that did have more storage, but actually, yeah, it did, but I was still filling it up, but I knew how to overcome it. So I had that one for 2 years and filming on the channel with my Samsung 21 and Galaxy Samsung 21. And then I'd run into things every once in a while where I'd have to move storage. So that's where I came up with putting it on a storage device. I got it somewhere. Oh, up there. So I'd put it on a storage device, and then when I would film my next video. So when we did our travel series, I had so much trouble because I had to upload the video off of my phone so that I could start fresh the next day. And so, but that all was overcome. But I always had in the back of my mind, what happens if something happens to the phone and I can't do anything? It was in the back of my mind, but it wasn't in the forefront of my mind or worried, because when I hit, all right, record video, and I say that and it starts recording, I'm in another world. All my focus is on creating a video. So when little things pop up like that, it takes you off. Well, anyhow, long story short, I was in the middle of filming, and I was making that cheesesteak, and throwing the onion, throwing the pepper, and then also cutting the onion up and then putting it in the pot, and then knowing that I would be able to edit it so it looked like it hit the pot and then turned into slices. I've always wanted to do that or try it. And so I had all the footage, and I'm excited about it. And here, the way that I did the intro, I was excited about using that because we did the little hover air and for a couple shots and things. And so we're going along, and I'm not to the spot that I'm going to camp at. It's car camp. And I'm still not going to tell you where I'm going to car camp, because that's going to be a video for this Thursday that I did not film yet. So when I was in the process, I dropped the cheesesteak in, and then I took my phone, and when I put it up, I could drop my phone, and I have dropped this phone multiple times since I've had it. But I've had that liquid glass protector put on it, and there's never any problem. I pick it up like, oh. But they say it's such a good foam protector, it turns into glass. It actually, not only is the foam protector glass over the screen, but also the rubberized part, phone case. So I've never had an issue. But when I went to go put that up there and it slipped out of my hand and it hit, didn't go in the pot, thank goodness. But kind of wish it would have. The cheesesteak would have broken its fall. But the microphone popped off the back, and I was like, oh, I hope it didn't hurt the microphone. And I picked up the camera or the phone, and the screen in the top half is on, but it's flickering and you can't touch it. And I see the crack on the edge of the screen. I could drop it 100 times and never duplicate that, and it'd be fine. But it hit the pot right on that spot. That was a crush, right? And I picked it up, and I'm looking from side right to left. Right in the very center across the screen was a white line, and everything below the white line was flashing green. Oh, for St. Patty's Day. And so the whole screen was blinking green. It was blinking white, and you couldn't see anything under it. And I thought, well, maybe the screen protector's just cracked, and the glue that's holding it, or fragments. So I started scraping it and hoping, and then the line's just going, and it's doing all kinds of stuff. It's opening apps by itself. It's doing all these things. And I went, all right, it's 7:30. I got to run up to the Verizon store. So it was about maybe 10, 15 miles away. Well, I just turned off the cheesesteak and started driving. And the cheesesteak had just started cooking, really. And I put the lid on, turned it off, left it in the back of the car, jumped in the front, and I'm heading up there. And I get there, and on the door, it's closed. I'm looking for hours because I know I got to get there the next morning. And and that's why I didn't want to go home, because I was much closer to the Verizon store where I was at. And I decided, I walked up to the door, and they got a QR code, says, scan this QR code for our hours. And I'm like, I don't, my phone doesn't work. I can't scan it. Can you just put the thing on there? And there was some 4 guys, college students, that were sitting at a table because they were outside of Jersey Mike's. Oh, I love Jersey Mike's. And so they were sitting outside. They were all on their phone, laughing and eating. They were eating cheesesteaks too. And I walked over to them. I said, hey guys, do you guys know when this store opens? And the one says, no, but I can look. And he started looking it up. And then I explained why I was there, what just happened, that I'm making a cheesesteak in the back of my car, dropped my phone and shattered it, and told them about my YouTube channel. And they all went on and said, well, what's your YouTube channel? And they subscribed. I don't know if all 4 of them did, but, and if you're on here tonight, welcome to the 2.0 family. So at that point, there's a lot of things that it can go either way. When something tragic happens, now we're talking about a phone, but you can talk about anything, put anything in that topic, in that line. We have 2 choices. Well, I don't know if I'd say 2 choices. Either we can stay calm or we can go berserk. I decided to stay calm because it's been in my nature now just to really stay calm with a lot of things. And I want to make sure that my internet, it looks like it's blinking. Let me just, it looks like I'm having trouble on my internet. Hopefully I'm not freezing too much. You know what? Let me scroll down here on some comments because I'm getting way off top, not off topic, but way away from saying hi to people and seeing where we're at. Hey, Freddie Moss, how are you doing? And there's Vicky. Yeah. Oh, yeah, playing in the yard so far with that new camper. Absolutely. Hey, Dion. Hello from Queensland, Australia. Welcome, welcome all the way from Australia. And happy Patty's Day, St. Patty's Day to you as well. Hey, Timothy Ryan, how you doing? Watching your, I appreciate you watching the videos. I certainly do. Hey, Herman Scott. Hey, Tony, do you still have that drone? I purchased one of those today. I was wondering, I haven't tried it yet, but remember you demonstrating it. Yes, the Hover Air. This thing's great. And oh, so in the Verizon, well, okay, I'll get back to this story. Yeah. Oh, happy anniversary, Josh and Jen. Yes, yes, yes. But yes, I still have it and I use it. Let's see. Hey, Vicky, how are you doing? Feeling better? You're a Kentucky fan, Ray and Vicky. Hey, Ray and Vicky. You can drop a phone in a bowl of rice to dry it out. Yeah, that's what I understand. I've tried that in the past. Someone else was telling me they took their phone all apart and they put it in rice and it got better. But then a year later, it started acting up. So yeah, I was shocked at how quick the that heat worked. That actually helped me one other time since then. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully. Hey, Randy, how you doing? Yes, 14,000 subs in a week or two. I believe we're 50 subs away from 14,000. Yeah, 50 subs away. Yeah. Hey, Emma Brown. Welcome, Emma. Yes, yes, yes. Glad you made it. All right, there's Hammock Mountain. Howdy, howdy. I'm saying howdy, howdy. Yeah. So I should put we should go a little country. Yeah. So I haven't had this on in a while. Let's see. Make sure I got the right side. Oh, there we go. Now the beard's getting a little longer. Yeah. All right. So okay. So after the young men from the college told me what the hours were, I knew I had to come back at 9 a.m. the next morning. So I was like, well, I got a cheesesteak in the back that I got to finish cooking. So I went around Jersey Mike's to the other side behind the Verizon store. It's a little strip mall there, to where there's a Planet Fitness and a Big Lots right next to Evangelical Hospital. I pulled up under one of the big lights there, took an O bulb, stuck it up on there on that magnet and that I never got my phone to record. And then I put another O bulb on the side so I could see real good and turn the cheesesteak on, finish making it. Now I'm not going to, I was going to put mushrooms and some other, no, I think just mushrooms. I ended up doing everything else, but I have a can of mushrooms I was going to throw in there. Stay tuned because that's what you're going to see on Thursday. But I've got to recreate the whole thing because I'm not going to use any of the video because we did the video Thursday night's video. And so I went and made the cheesesteak, and then I'm like, well, I got to still call Miss 2.0 because I dropped her off in Hershey, and her and her sibling drove out to see her mom in Pittsburgh. And when I dropped her off, I came home and, got ready to go camping the next day, went out. Now, her and I always text every night when I'm out, unless I don't have reception. There's some places that I go that I have no phone reception at all, but she knows that. I've got 360 on my phone, and I just kind of disappear off screen on her map. But I went, and I'm like, how am I going to call her? I have no way. And I thought, oh, I went to one gas station, and they were like, oh no, we can't help you. And then I ended up going over back to Sunbury, and I went to 7-Eleven because I had to use their bathroom too, so I might as well. And I went in and I explained to the cashier what was going on, what happened, that I needed to try to get a hold of my wife. And because I had to pick her up the next day, she was going to be traveling back to PA to Hershey. And after I got done camping overnight, I was going to go pick her up. But I didn't know what time she was coming back or anything. So, and I knew she would get worried because she would probably still see me on my 360 because my phone was still putting stuff out. I couldn't turn it off and it was running the battery down. I had it plugged into the charging station just to keep it, because it was like somebody was poking all the buttons on it. So I ended up scraping it with my thumbnail and got the bottom half of the screen to where I could swipe, but you couldn't, if you opened up, say, like a texting app or the phone, you couldn't pick anybody. And you couldn't look for anybody's phone number to charge. And my wife's phone number anymore is the only phone number I know. Isn't that sad that before we had phones, we used to be able to just rattle off telephone numbers because we knew phone numbers. We had to memorize them or you couldn't call anybody. But no pay phones anymore. I've known that for a long time. There's some every once in a while, but I think, I know in state game lands they have them, but you can only call like the office. So it really made me realize that there's no phones or pay phones around. So, and all throughout all this time, it was just like trying to figure out what to do next, what to do next, what to do next. And I know if I was frustrated, I wouldn't have been able to think like that or worried about the video. I'm to the point now. I was like, I would be very overwhelmed in the past, get real stressed, but I'm good with stress now since the stroke. I know I can't get stressed because that's not good for stroke and any health reasons. Stress is no good. So I've been able to just stay calm in a lot of situations, and you can actually think a lot clearer. But I went there to let me use the phone, and I called her, and it was coming up. I said it was coming up as spam, but after I talked to her, it was coming up as 7-Eleven. She goes, "Why is it 7-Eleven calling me?" No, and I could tell she hung up because it only rang twice. And the second I called back right away, and second time I called, it rang a couple more times, then went out, and then I got voice message, and then I'm like called the fourth time, and I thought, well, I'm gonna try one more time, and I tried and. Second call, she picked up and she said, "Hello." I said, "Hey, hon, it's me." And she goes, "What are you doing calling me on this?" And I explained to her everything that was happening and told her I was still going to camp at night. And we figured out what time roughly that she would be back and that I would try to communicate, or I would just be down there where I needed to pick her up. And so once that was done, I really thanked 7-Eleven and the staff that helped me out with that. And well, then it was time I was already full from eating that cheesesteak. So, well, it was time to go do the test run for the camp that we're going to do. I think it's going to be pretty awesome. So I ended up sleeping there all night long. And I know Hammock Mountain commented to me, it's like, finally a camp that you got to do without filming, kind of like just a relaxing camp. Even when I'm filming, my camps are pretty relaxing, but I do a lot of editing when I say, "All right, lights out," and then go to bed. Well, I don't go to bed. I edit everything up to that point so that in the morning, or if we do anything through the night, I can film that. Like I make, once I get it all edited to that point, I say yes, process it, and it processes all that, not onto YouTube, just on my editing platform. Then I restart a new one and I use everything that I just edited is now all one continuous long video where I can't mess any of it up, anything that I already did, because now I just drop that into my editing line as one. So if it's 22 minutes, that 22 minutes is like one video. And then I just build and add off of that when I edit. So Hey, let's see. Say hi to some more folks. Hey, Kenny, how are you doing? Yes. Let's see. That's God saying you need a new phone, right? So I do the camp all night long. All right. Hey, Eva, you got a question here. Let's say, hi, Tony. How are you? Are you feeling better? That chaotic camp attempt. After that chaotic camp attempt, blessings to you and your family. Yes, Eva, I am doing much better. And once I knew I talked to Miss 2.0, then I did my camp, worked out perfect. And I know different things that I can do. And actually, there's a better day that I can do it on, that I can get in there a little earlier, because I don't want to give too much away, but I can get in there a little earlier. And now that it's staying lighter longer, it gives me a great opportunity, and we can do a little bit more there rather than having to do things on our way there, just jumping around. Even though that was kind of fun, because I did talk about, like, where I was cooking the cheesesteak, that I had done a video down at the other end. Under a bridge was my 27-hour video before the stroke. I had done one that not many people really watched. I did under a concrete pier, and the river's way up, and that pier is almost to the top of the pier. I talk about that a little bit. We went to that overlook and started the video. That was beautiful up there. So I did edit a little bit to show you what I was working on, and then just drop that into that video. So I ended up going down, met Miss 2.0, but I found throughout the night, I was just playing around with the phone, trying to get it to work. And I was able to get my Bluetooth turned back on, because I turned my Bluetooth off earlier that day because I was talking to someone through the car and they couldn't hear me. In fact, I was talking to Dave, RNRV Chronicles, and it was coming out kind of loud from the car. So he wanted me to go just off Bluetooth. So I did. But that I could have used the car to make a phone call if I went into my Bluetooth. So I realized that I could do that. And if I could get my Bluetooth turned back on, I could do that. So I got the Bluetooth eventually turned on that night, ended up calling him back to let him know that I was camping and I was going to be okay. And I talked to Miss 2.0, and it was all through the car, because I was able to hit the Bluetooth right at the one spot that made it come back on the phone. And because I kept scraping my thumbnail on the screen, because it didn't just break the screen protector, it went through the screen protector and shattered the screen on a line straight across. So there was no ability to touch the screen. Now, I did learn something at the Verizon store, and I'm going to share that with you in a minute. But yes, I've been doing much better, and it was a great camp, and I'm looking forward to doing it again. Yes, let's see. Good to see feeling better from Kentucky. Oh, thank you. Oh gosh, yes, I think we all have accidentally broken our phones. Yes. Hey, Tommy Foolery, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Oh, Mike and Hike. Yes, saying hi to everyone. Let's see. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Oh, if I could hit that subscribe and the like, and maybe the notification bell. I can't add it in here, but that's all done in editing, if you know what I'm talking about, because you watch the videos. And like I said, I really appreciate you guys being on here on Sunday Night Lives with me. It's really a great opportunity for us as a Random Adventures 2.0 family to come together and have something to look forward to, and you guys get to talk to one another. And if you're new to the channel and new on our Sunday Night Live, I know in the last 28 days, I was looking at analytics, and it showed that we had 174 new people viewing the Sunday Night Lives. So if you're on here and you're new in the last 28 days, welcome to Sunday Night Lives. And if you're new just from Thursday, clicking on that thumbnail, going, What happened to this guy? And I know one of y'all did made a comment that they were so glad they clicked on it and got to see a little bit about the channel and watch that video. And then, that video is actually it's gone over 5,200 views in the last since Thursday night at 5 p.m., which is number 3 out of the last 10 videos that I've made. There's only 2 that are ahead of it. One is the airport. At what your analytics do is they show you your last 10 videos where they fell in order of amount of views within a certain period of time. So like if it's within 24 hours of a new video, it'll show you where that one's ranking in the top 10. It was running number 1 there for the first 18 hours. And then the one that overtook it was the rain one that we did 2 Thursdays ago, the hammock camp in the rain. And that was really awesome. And now this one here was behind. It's number 1 is the rain. Number 2 out of the last 10 is the airport one. Then number 3 is this one. That we just did Thursday night explaining what happened. So for not being a camping video, it's really done well. And in that, I said, hey, stay tuned. Come on Sunday Night Live. So if you're here for a Sunday Night Live for the first time, welcome, welcome. And our whole 2.0 family welcomes you. Yes. And if you're new to the channel, you got a lot of videos to catch up on. Yes, you do. All righty. Yeah, but thank you very much, Freddie. Yes, I've broken cell phones many times, says Dixie Cup. Yeah. It's hard to stay calm these days. Yeah. It's challenging. It is. And one of the things that I've found is just I'm more laid back. Since a stroke, but I don't recommend having a stroke to become more laid back. No, not at all. And yeah, let's see. Hello, Tony from Philadelphia. Glad you're doing great. Well, I appreciate that, Bearded Viking. I really appreciate you, brother. Taco lover, awesome. You have such wonderful toys. Awesome. Yeah, it's neat. That hover air is really cool. So when I woke up the next morning, finished my camp, woke up the next morning, I thought, well, I'm not going to go ahead and make a breakfast. So I got to get up to the Verizon store. So I headed up to the Verizon store, got there just after they opened, and wouldn't you know, my 2 favorite guys that work there, and the one I haven't seen for goodness, since I did that November 2021 update. He's the one that sold me the phone, right? 2 years later, when I traded that phone in, he wasn't there, so the other gentleman that's there helped me and upgraded my phone to the S23 Plus. But they were both there, and the one has a YouTube channel. So now I'm going to talk about what I'm going to do as a fix, or what I am doing to overcome if that ever happens again. So one of the dilemmas that I realized is that, one, there's no payphones anymore. I even thought about maybe going to the police station if I couldn't find a way to get a hold of my wife and ask an officer if there's some way I can make a phone call. So you get one phone call. I don't want to hear that. But I was thinking, the last thing I went into the 7-Eleven, and like I said, so gracious, let me use their line, and I was able to get a hold of Miss 2.0. So because I know she would have been worried, because she could see that I was there and where I was at. So I get up there, and they're both there, and the one has a YouTube channel that subscribed to my channel last November. The other one, who sold me the phone the first time when I traded my 9 in, and then I took Miss 2.0 back the next day, I filmed that November 2021 update channel update to try the phone out. I took it back and showed it to him and stuff before I published it. And he was like, wow, isn't that so cool how that camera works? Well, the 23 is amazing. The S23, I can't show it to you, so I'm using is they say the camera quality on that's like if you went out and bought a $5,000 camera. Well, I'm not going to do that because I've got a phone. And if it has the quality of that camera, I want to use it for everything. So because I'm explaining to him everything, he turns my phone on and he sees what it's doing. He can't touch it because when you walk into a Verizon store, this is going to be a tip. Something a lot of people don't know that I learned. If you can't touch the screen, when you get to a Verizon store, they always send you a text to give them permission to get into your phone and do different things to your account. Well, and check on things on your account. Well, we couldn't give him permission. He goes, oh, I got a fix for that. He walks over to a desk, pulls out a computer mouse. All right, get this. It's a computer mouse. A mouse, you know. So it's a computer mouse. And he put an adapter on it, and I have an adapter somewhere. Oh, here's an adapter. So I bought these a long time ago. So I actually have an adapter. It's USB to C. All right. USB goes on the end of the mouse, and the C end plugs into the back of your phone where you charge it at. And he plugged it in. He grabbed the mouse and scrolled everything because we're not using the touch part of the screen. He scrolled through my phone on the front face. So I told my friend Dave about it, who knows lots of stuff, our NRV Chronicles. I said, hey, this is what he did. He's like, nuh-uh. So he has a phone and he goes, wait, let me try it. He plugged in his mouse. He said, get out. It puts the arrow on it just like it's a computer. So he scrolled through my phone. We got the permission and he could get into it. So that's amazing. But he also later showed me, because the S23, I'm looking around for the S23 and it's on my swing arm. So he put my S23 has a pen. That pen also works like that, you know, for making notes, but you can tap on your screen and the pen works without the touch part. I don't know. But I mean, you wouldn't be able to draw or anything. I don't know. Well, anyhow, the mouse thing just freaked me out. It was like, oh my goodness, you can do that. So you learn something new every day. So that was one of the blessings, knowing that, well, if I got a mouse in the car, I can scroll through my phone, or if I can get to a place where a mouse is. So I'm planning on getting a mouse and putting that on, just keeping that, you know, as a backup. I might put one of those in my backpack to have it so I can always scroll through my phone. Cool. I don't know if I'll go that far because he knows that I have a YouTube channel. He's got a YouTube channel as well. Well, he says, don't you have a second phone? I'm like, what do you mean? He says, yeah, one of your old phones, you don't have that, one of those? I said, no, I traded in. So when I went back in November, 2 years of having my 21, there was a deal where I could trade my phone in, and I got $800 for my phone, which got me into this phone. Very, very reasonable, or else I wouldn't have done it. And so he's like, oh, well, he said, you're going to like this. And so he walks over, goes into the back room, comes back out while the phone's doing its thing. He's got to set up. Now, Verizon will fix it, but they don't fix it at the store. They kind of mail it in and stuff. Well, our area has a gentleman named Mr. Tech who fixes screens and fixes phones. And he's got a contract with Verizon and other stores that are in the area to fix the phones locally. Well, Mr. Tech will also come out to wherever you're at and fix it. So he went on and he scheduled for my phone. Earliest they could get me in was the 19th. All right. So it's not even the 19th yet. And, but he told me that if you can get a hold of him and ask him, he'll do it earlier if he's around. So I was like, oh, well, I'm going to go see if he's around. Can we call him? So we called him from the store, and I left a message, told him I got an appointment set up on the 19th, but I'm going to run down to where you're at. He's at Selinsgrove, at the bottom half of southern side of Selinsgrove. I said, I'm going to come there now when I leave the store. So he goes into the back room, the Verizon guy. I'm not using his name because he didn't tell me I could, either of them. So he comes out holding a box. And he says, well, we can transfer everything over to this phone and we can put your number on it. And then when you get it fixed, you can put it over. This will make for a way that you can still do stuff. So, and he looked and he said, for this phone, if you add a $15 a month line on this phone, for you, it's a $600 phone. It'd just be for free with that $15 a month line. And I'm like, I thought about it for quite a while, and I thought, I could use a second phone just in case of emergencies, things like that. Because a lot of times when I'm filming I'm filming on my phone, I can't use my phone unless it stopped filming or get out, and then I can call someone. But I like to use that when I'm just camping for phone. So I thought about it a little bit, and I was like, what are my payments? And he says, well, you don't have a payments. It would just be $15 more on your plan. You would get the phone. And I was like, what? So this is the phone here. Okay. This is a Samsung Galaxy SE23. So it doesn't have the camera, like $5,000 camera, but I've been playing with it and it is really good. It's still better than my 21 was. So what I've been thinking is that I know I film everything with my phone. If I've always wanted to do this, but I'm usually doing something when the sun sets. I'm usually filming me doing things, or else we miss all of that. So I tried it the other day just to see how it would work. I did a time lapse of me just driving, put it up on the dash because I've got magnets, those suction cups. I got one on the dash that I use to film. So I put this little metal strip on the back of my case right here where it can just plop it on there, and I film while I'm driving, and I just put it in hyperlapse. So it does fast speed. It was a 20-minute drive. It took it down to 22 seconds and very sped up. So it took me about 3 hours because I knew if I have a Samsung, rather than having to download onto a storage device and then upload onto my phone on a storage device, I wonder if I can share without being in a cloud, because a lot of times I'm not able to. I don't have a cloud or anything like that. I don't want to pay for storage because I just store everything on a USB. So I played around with it, and there is a quick share. So I clicked on the video. I went quick share. I made me a contact in this phone, and I made this phone a contact in this phone. I hit the button, and it went and shared right over to my other phone, that phone. So now if I have reception, I can do that. If I don't have reception, then I'll just go on to my storage. I know I'm talking a lot and things like that, but this is my little critical storage device. This is what I store all of my videos on, and all my raw footage, things like that, all my video clips. I average about 135 to 165 videos, not pictures, just video clips, to make it one video. All those are in here, and then there's a separate file that I have that is And see, now if I wanted, rather than doing screen thing, I could actually film like me going through things and showing you with another camera recording. There's so many more opportunities with that, but I will actually be able to keep filming with this camera or phone and doing what I normally do. But now I can capture sunsets while I'm cooking and have all that footage. I can maybe set it up close up on something. I don't know. There's so many things that I'm thinking that I'd be able to do that doesn't really take away from having a second, filming everything on one camera. I think it'll only add to it. And I don't want to add too many processes too, because I do everything very simple. Keep it simple. Right. So very simple, especially for me. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Hey, Sarah, how are you doing, Sarah? Happy St. Patty's Day. Oh, 8:27. What time is it? 8:55. I'm behind, like I am. Looks like Charlie Daniels. I just can't sing like him. Yeah. Santa on vacation, right? Yeah. Like the hat, Tony, having a squirrel moment. You bet. Yeah. Oh, we got a question. Shout out to my YouTube channel. Hey, absolutely. Shout out my YouTube channel. So here's a shout out to False Paranormal NEPA. Yes. Yeah. And thanks for coming on to our lives and stuff. I've seen you on here for quite some time. Joining the 2.0 family. Really appreciate that. Hey, Haley, how are you doing? I just watched the pepperoni wrap. Oh, was that the one where I was doing the highway camp? And yeah, and I did that one other time when I gave a ride to a through hiker. Um, and we were driving, and that one's recording both of us as we're driving. We're talking about different things, and I started going. We started laughing and joking and stuff. But I think the one you're talking about was the pepperoni wrap in the woods near the highway. I've done that pepperoni wrap a couple times. I also did it. We did that on the hammock camp. No, the cot. We used the cot that we were in the cot with the screen room that Old and Crackedated sent us with the ONEWIND tarp screen room, and had the cot. We also did the pepperoni wrap in that one too. Yeah. So you can Google voice Siri. It's Apple. Ah, there you go. Okay, just watched the pepperoni wrap video the other day. I loved it. Yeah. If you don't have a phone screen, you can ask Siri. I couldn't. My Bluetooth wasn't on at that point. Like when I was trying all kinds of things before I scraped all the glass off, all the broken glass, and tried to relieve pressure on there, I couldn't do anything with it. It was just flashing on the bottom half of the screen. Top half of the screen you couldn't scroll or touch. The bottom you couldn't touch. If you did touch it, 10 different apps would open up. Things was sliding to other screens. It was amazing. Right. Hey, Woods 87, how you doing? North Carolina, by the Blue Ridge boom. Stop by. I am from North Carolina. Stop by Blue Ridge Boomer. Laugh out loud. Awesome Blue Ridge Boomer. Yeah. I'm going to be in North Carolina too. Beginning of next month, we're going to be at the Woolly Swamp hammock hang. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, you wouldn't have answered. I don't. It took 5 times. Finally, she was like, probably just answering to say, "Don't call no more." And then I said, "Hey, honey, honey, it's me." Yeah. So I'm in Western. Yes, yes, Dennis, Western. Hey, Lou's on here. Did I go over to Lou? Well, Lou, there you are, Lou. uh, I has a little black book. That's when you don't write down phone numbers. But like I said, the only one I memorized that I really know is my wife's. I mean, I know my driver's license by memory, my social, my wife's social. I remember all my kids' birthdays. That's a big one because 6 kids. So I don't know my grandkids' birthdays. No, but I do know one of them, River, because he was born last year on my birthday, July 27th. So, or a year ago, he turned 1 last July. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's see. Hello, Woods 87. Wow, greetings from Egypt. I think you are the first person that's ever been on here that told me where they were from Egypt. Well, welcome. Yes, glad to have you. The Great Pyramids. I'd love to do that someday, be over there and just so much history in the desert and things. Wow, wow, just incredible. That is buried by the sand, almost said snow. So our snow is your sand. Yeah. Hey, James Rockford in the house. Hey, brother. Yes. Yeah. Let's see. Hammock. Hammock question. Let's see. Hammock question. Did I miss it? Miss it? Miss it? Uh, I might have missed it. I'm scrolling back up. I don't want to scroll too far because I'm too far behind. I apologize if I missed something. Hammock question mark arrow. And thanks, darling, but I'm not sure what I missed. Maybe here we go. How did Lisa? How did Lisa's new haircut turn out? Do you like it? She didn't get one. I know she was posting that she might, but she didn't. Lisa doesn't get her. She does. She gets her hair cut a little shorter, shoulder length, and stuff like that. But she knows I like long hair, and now I'm growing my hair long too. And so it's the first time I've had it. So I'll grow it long, and she'll cut it short. No, but she didn't get one. Yeah. Hey, Red Bush Primitives, how are you doing? Hello, everyone. Running late, but I'm here now. Well, we're glad you're here. SOS, darling, good. Yeah. And then scroll down a little bit more. Hey, Jeffrey Weir. Did I say that right? I hope I did. Hey, Jamie Brown, how are you doing? So when I mentioned earlier, now if you get notifications, let's see, am I done? Does anybody have any questions about the dilemma that we went through or anything like that on Sunday? And how did you like that video? I know a lot of you commented on it, and I know it was very suspenseful. The way the thumbnail looked and the way that I filmed that. Oh, that's what it was. So, squirrel. But when I got done picking Miss 2.0 up, so I ran down, met her, picked her up late on Wednesday. So Thursday morning, I know I usually do a Thursday night video. I wasn't going to do anything, and that bugged me. It really did. And I wanted to do something, but I didn't know what to do. And I didn't know how to start it, and I didn't want to. A lot of questions, and I was beat. I was really, really tired because I am always worn out when I do a video. And so I was there in Elysburg, I always, not always, not every morning, but when I go, George and Ed are, George is a Vietnam vet. I go and have coffee with him and Ed. Now, Ed's going to be 70 next month, I believe. And George, he did, he's a Vietnam vet. And I like having coffee with him as well in whenever they're around or I'm going through, things like that. And they were there, and I was sitting there telling them, because they always ask me, how was your camp? And they actually do like a little coffee donation for food. So if you ever want to support the channel, you can do a buy me a coffee. They do a buy me a coffee, in rather than going online. They just answer, say, hey, this is for food for your camp. So a lot of the food that I'll cook, a lot of times, not most times, but a lot of times, but some of the times, I purchase that food, like the cheesesteak. I purchased that prime rib shredded cheesesteak meat with a donation that they had given me. So they wanted to know how the camp went. We talked about that. They could tell I was a little worried about getting a video out. Not worried, but just anxious, because I wanted to do something. And it was 2:00. I said, you know what, guys, I'm going to run. So I said my goodbyes. I ran home, picked up my mic and other tripod and a couple other things, and told Miss 2.0, hey, I'll be back. And I ran out the door. Well, I don't run anymore because I can't. So I went out the door and got in the car, and I went to a spot and started filming. And that's what you saw there. I got to the spot around 2:30, 2:45, filmed it. And by 5 p.m., I had edited and uploaded it, and it was processing. It got finished processing, and I could schedule it and put all the rest of the stuff in there by like 5:45, and it went live at 6:00. So I had 15 minutes to spare, and then I watched it to give myself a like and a view. And so I'm glad I decided to go ahead and do the video, because it was a fun video, and I got to show some of what we filmed that night, just up until where the phone broke. And you got to see a couple of things that I was playing around with, like throwing the onion and the pepper in the pot. I was able to do that, and it worked. And I was like, cool. Hey, North Mississippi watching, Eric, how are you guys doing? All right. Hey, old Incorrected. My main phone has a broken screen, but I have a second phone and an iPad for texting. Awesome. Yeah, I never had a second phone because I always traded them in. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Cowboy Mike. Penguins won. What? Congratulations, Penguins. That's good. They got to win. Go Pens. We're going to get some Flyers fans riled up. Yeah. All righty. I haven't gotten super busy yet. Hey, Survival Sam. Hi, Tony. Random Adventures 2.0 family. Howdy, howdy. I can say howdy tonight because I got my cowboy hat on. This cowboy hat Stitch had given me when I was out on the trip across America. The 2.0 family on our live voted for this one. There was 3 different hats, and you guys voted for this one. This wasn't Miss 2.0's pick until she saw everybody voted, the higher percentage voted for this one. So she also said, yeah, I like that one too. She said, so this is the one we got. Yeah. Let's see. Me and family are eating the Louisiana crunch cakes right now. Yum. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, nice. Granite Falls for the week to sit for my house house sit, not hose sit. Well, make sure the hoses are turned off if they leave any hoses on. But yeah, house sit definitely. Well, you have a great time, brother. Let's see. Hey, Rugbug, how are you doing, Rugbug13? Did AB Camping ever answer your question? Yes, he did. So, AB Camping, if you guys know, I saw he doesn't go live very often, but he went live there in Canada, and I asked the question on his live. Was my question to him was, um, what was the most what was the one video that you would love to recreate? And I did my 3 question marks because that's what we do for our channel. And so it must have popped up and he saw it and he says, "Hey, Random Adventures 2.0." And then he read it. And I was really, I thought it was really awesome that Tony, now that's his name as well. Something good about Tony's, right? And so Tony, he really thought about it. He's thinking, hmm. And he repeated it multiple times. And then he mentioned the one at a cove with snow. He would love to redo again. So that was really neat that he did that. And yeah, I know a lot of people will, because a lot of his videos are 3 hours. He did one for over 5 hours long. But a lot of people told me they'd like putting his videos on when they go to sleep and just let them play because it's for such a long time. But yeah, Rugbug, yeah, I remember seeing you on there. Yeah. What? Hey, Jim. Oh, homeless in Huntsville, Alabama. Well, prayers, Jim. Sorry to hear that you're homeless. Um, yeah, I don't know if it's because I met driving across America, I met quite a few homeless. Some were by choice. They just liked living out of their car because they were trying to save up for something. And there was others that I met, and I talk about that on the Random Adventures 2.0 Family Facebook Prayer and Praise page. I do a couple interviews and stuff like that for prayer for different people. But Jim, definitely be praying for you. Absolutely. Hey, Wild Outdoors. Now, I do adventures. Told me we may be seeing one another again in North Carolina in April at the swamp. If I've got that correct, I'm going to look forward to hanging out with you again, brother. Yes. Yeah, like I said, anybody that's on here, you know, that if you're on here and part of the 2.0 family, if someone does have, or you believe that they have a YouTube channel, please go over and check them out and give them support with a subscribe. You don't necessarily um, have to have to put a lot of effort into it. I want to say because it's like one of the freest things, and it does give so much support to others because they're producing content and putting it out there. And when you subscribe to someone's channel, it really helps them. It helps with the algorithm too, because it just looks and says, "Oh, they got 500 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, 2,000 subscribers, and different things." And it really helps one another out. So I encourage the 2.0 family, and I know you guys have been great at doing that, going over and helping to support other channels. Yeah. Let's see. Yep. All right. Hopefully that's our answer. I do adventures. Yep. So Rewild Outdoors and I should be seeing one another again in April. Have to unfortunately take care. Oh, God bless you too, brother. Yes, Woods 87. Sorry you got to go, but glad you came and glad you stayed for as long as you did. You stayed almost an hour. Oh, we've been over an hour, and 117 people were just watching. Now it's down to 110. So Woods 87, Must have left a while ago. But yeah, yeah, we've been on an hour and 14 minutes. Oh, and I haven't drank any coffee for a while. Oh, did I scroll past stuff already? Emmy, take a sip of my coffee. Now that's a good cup of coffee. Yeah, it is. Alrighty. So, hey, JR Life, how are you doing? Yes, I'm a little late. Ah, no. Yeah, 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 yeah. Tony Tech 2.0. Yeah, giving my stuff that I've learned advice. And I also found now that I have the two Galaxy phones, I can do that quick share. I just got to click on a picture or a video. It'll come up. Do you want to share it? I say share, and then I just transferred it all over to my main phone. Like I said, if anybody's just wondering, I've got the second phone that I'll be filming with sunrises, sunset, time lapses while I'm doing a bunch of other stuff. Yeah. Halifax, Nova Scotia. Hey, Mac, how are you doing? Big Mac. Yes. Maybe Little Mac. I don't know. It just made me think of McDonald's, which I don't eat at anymore. But McDonald's French fries were always my favorite over. Okay. I'm just gonna squirrel. Big Mac or Whopper. I'm a Whopper guy. Okay. French fries. Now I'm not encouraging going and eating fast food because it's not good for you. But McDonald's fries versus Burger King fries, McDonald's fries. So if they ever came up with a Mac King for like McDonald's King, so and combine the two menus, I might have to try it. I don't know if I'll actually do it, but yeah. Hey, Sean's Adventures, how are you doing? Yeah, yeah. All righty. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, brother. Katie, Casey. So, if uh, I'm not lost, I'm exploring. I love it. Yes. Hey, Tony, I love the hat. I was near Centralia a few days ago shooting some videos. Cool. Took a short ride. To nearby Dollar General that looked awfully familiar for some reason. Laugh out loud. Yeah. So that would have been the intersection of 61 and 54. Yeah. Oh, I wish I'd known you were around. We could have hooked up and had some coffee if you drink coffee. And we wouldn't have to go somewhere because I can make it out of the back of the car. Yeah, we could do coffee out the back of the car. Oh, Dixie Cup's got a question, and thank you, Darlene, for the arrows. Do you ever think the cell phone video failure would score so high in the analytics? You know, I never thought that it would. So because a lot of people know I put out videos on Thursdays. Now, a lot of people did comment that I've never seen comment before. Now, that video it's gaining subscribers, but it also, people are like, get to the one guy. Now, he was a Flyers fan, not just saying, because I'm a Penguins fan, but he had a little Flyers icon. He said, get to the point already with all the suspense. I'm out of here. And I'm like, see ya. Right. But I did get like, it's weird because in your analytics, it shows dropping a subscriber. It's a graph. Then it'll go for a line, same. And then it'll go up one, down one, up one. That video was going up and down like this. But I think eventually it ended up getting about 20 new subscribers, but a lot of views. But when you look at the thumbnail, I mean, because you don't know what happened, and I don't want to say it was clickbait, because it was a dilemma, and I wanted to share the dilemma, but I didn't want somebody to I didn't know how to do that without saying, "Hey, I'm camping," um, you know, things like that. I wanted there to have like a curiosity to see what happened, and I never expected it to actually get that Dixie Cup. No, I didn't. And I'm glad it did. Hey, Robert, how are you doing? Happy Sunday to you too. God bless, brother. God bless you too, Terry. Yes. All right, so let's see. Red Bush says got a one-wind hammock. Going to try it out this coming weekend. Am excited. Video to come soon. Awesome. Yes, yes, yes. I'm looking forward to getting that set up because I know it's got the ridge line, and just like Dennis had showed me once, he sent me a hammock. Dennis did when I put that hammock up for the very first time, where he installed a ridge line support on there. It just gives that hang that, oh my goodness, I can't imagine. I'll never use one that doesn't have that again, because it's just incredible. What part of North Carolina going to be? So Mossy Swamp Campground. I don't know exactly what town it's near, but I know maybe I Do Adventures can answer that. But I know I Do Adventures organized it, and it's North Carolina Hammock Hangers, and it's their first ever annual, and they've gotten a lot of stuff in for the raffle. So I'm going to film it different than what I filmed the 4 days down at HangCon. I'm going to try something a little different because now I know what to expect. It's going to be little different, and I'm really looking forward to getting there and hanging out with everybody. But he asked me if we want to do a meet and greet, so I'm planning on getting there on the 5th. I will be posting something about the meet and greet, like what day it is, maybe on the community tab. Yep, as it gets close. I did something on a community tab, and I mentioned about this earlier. Kay Ann is on here. She's in the comments. Kay Ann had sent me her and I text back and forth different times. And um, she had messaged me and said, "Hey, um, do you think you would be interested in, adding Discord to as an option for people?" And I've heard about it, but I wasn't sure. And that's why I did that post. Now, before we came on air, I had posted it maybe about an hour and a half before we did that. This is going to be a good time. I'll mention about what it is. But if you want to know more about it, you can go on to YouTube and just type in Discord for beginners. So I know there are a lot of people that have no clue what it is, because at the time it was like 83% of the people said, "What is it?" I don't know what it is. And then it was a poll, and then a couple people knew a certain percent. It was divided between the next two questions. There was three questions, and the last one says, "Yeah, I've heard of it. I think it would be interesting." So the other night, Kayanne had sent me, she's been working on Discord. And just to give you an idea, Discord is more, and one of the things that I commented back to her, I said, my demographic, so our viewers on this channel, uh, like 18 to 24, maybe 1% of our subscribers or viewers are at that age group. 25 to, I think it's 35 is maybe 18%, 29%, 20, usually around 26% of the next age group. So I would say 85% of our viewers are between the ages of 35 and 65 plus, heavier skewed towards the middle, upper middle too, like 45 to 55 and 55 to 65. That age group, they're neck and neck. Very high percentage. So Discord has only been around for, I believe, about 10 years, and it came out mainly for the younger generation, or um, those who do like gaming. It's very familiar. If you're familiar with Hammock Forum or forums, which is just so people can go on and ask questions and learn things, different topics and stuff like that. Which I went on to forum when Stitch sent me forum. And I get confused on that. So hearing about Discord, I was like, I'm not really sure I can manage that or want to add something like that to my mentality. And but her and I got on the phone, and then she sent me a link to what she had been working on. She has built a template for Random Adventures 2.0. Okay. And it's a place that you can go to, oh my good, there's so much stuff on there broken down into categories. Yeah, so if you're interested in something, you can go into there, and it's going to be a majority of it's all going to be Random Adventures 2.0 related, but it's a deeper dive into things. So if someone has, like, there's a section there, a chat section about gear, like maybe the ONEWIND hammock. And someone asks a question about it. Well, other people will see that, and maybe they'll start a thread or answer questions and correspond. There's a lot of younger generations will do that within a group. They can have like a closer knit kind of get to know people in a group setting that is very protective by all the members that are in it. If that makes, they all police one another. The more I learned about it, I thought, wow, that's a great thing. I got it on my phone. I'm doing the test with KN, but she has been working in KN. You are so knowledgeable about it and going so far on building this thing. It's just amazing. So we have a lot of talent, a lot of people in the 2.0 family that have a lot of knowledge about a lot of different things, that we all have different expertise in so many areas that are beneficial to the family. You know, so one might be an arm, one might be a hand, and one might be feet, and that's biblical. About we all have different gifts. So yeah, KN's been working on it. I told her Sunday night live we would talk about it for a minute, and I'll just roll out a little bit. But I do want to say, if you have no clue what it is, go on to YouTube and just do like Discord for beginners, and that'll do a little video. You can watch it. You don't have to participate in it. It's just an other option, because I know a lot of people don't do Facebook, but they still hear about that we've got a Facebook family on there. But it's a place that you can go that's a little more interactive, but it doesn't have to be interactive. You can just go on there and look at things. When you pop on, people will wave hi. It's almost like the chat here, but it's way different, so much more different. And it didn't go over my head completely. So I'm still learning, but it was by the end of her and I's conversation, and me being on the computer, but you can do it on the computer, on the phone, tablet, anything like that. It's really cool, really, really cool. Like I said, you don't have to participate in it, but it is another option. You can share things on there. But just like oh my goodness, there's so many cool things on there. I should open it up on my other phone and do it, but I want to keep going here. But that survey is going to run for a while. and I wanted to put it out there. Kay mentioned about maybe do a poll and see, and I said I would also talk about it on our Sunday Night Live. And I see Joyce. How you doing, Joyce? Yes. Hello, Tony. Finally, some nice weather. I know, feeling better. Over the next feeling better week of sinuses. Oh, yeah, the sinuses. And as spring comes around, we're gonna make sure you're eating organic honey. Putting it in tea, coffee, but even just a spoonful of honey makes some medicine go down, right? So spoonful of medicine, honey, just get on a little regimen, or if you want to go to health food store, get some bee pollen, local bee pollen, and mix that in with something and drink it, eat it. Your body will begin to build up a tolerance for the like ragweed and yellow goldenrod and all that stuff that comes out in the spring. When the oak trees start to push and we get yellow all over our cars, all that pollen, if you start now, doing the honey and things like that, organic honey and things, you start to build up a little bit of a tolerance for, and it helps with allergies. Yeah. And I'm not a medical doctor, so I'm just giving you some things that I've learned and do as well. Yes. So, squirrel. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, PA Wilderness. So, we got a question there. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to finish answering that. The headaches were the worst of it. Yeah. How is Big Dog? Big Dog's doing good. I talked to him the other day and gave him some unofficial, but I found out some things because he's on disability about his filing and stuff for taxes. Gave him some great news. He was very happy. Yeah. All right. PA Wilderness Adventures. Why is it when we do camp to relax, when we get back, we need a vacation here, right? So I would think, you know, it really depends. Like, even when we go on vacation, sometimes when you get back, you need a vacation from your vacation. So it's really getting in. For me anyhow, I know when I go out and camp, I'm doing a lot of filming and stuff. So, and editing, the editing part, and the I never want to use the word worry, but the concern that I'm going to lose stuff. And that's why a lot of times I edit and I put it on this little drive, this 2 terabytes. I don't even know what a terabyte is, but it's big. Right? so so I store a lot of videos on it. They're all broken down. I've got another one as a backup and that I got from Miss 2.0 because I'm not going to tell it. Well, on her one phone, she didn't have any more room. I said, I can fix that. And I wanted to take the pictures off. She had like 13,000 pictures on her phone, and she hadn't had it really that long. She's a picture taker. Yes, she is. Yeah. Hey, Random Exploring, how are you doing? Hey, Tony Chocoloni. Yeah, I love Tony Chocolonis. I sure do. I went for a drive yesterday and had the sunroof open. You know what? I had my sunroof open too. Man, it's nice. Yeah, now my sunroof will slide back and give the big open, or you can just put it up a little bit. Yeah, or a lot. But it's, you know what I mean, like that or all the way back. I had it all the way back, letting the sun come in and shine on me. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Hey, James B. Good evening, Tony. Sorry I'm late. It was a busy day. Hope all is well. Well, I hope you have a better, less busy day coming. Yes. And it looks like you looks like when you'd What? I have a hat I bought at Cabela's last year, and it looks like one you'd wear in Australia. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a good thing Miss 2.0 answered, being it was a different phone number. Yeah. Oh, I gotta catch up to everybody. Whoa, we're all the way back on 913. Well, I'm not too far behind. Hey, Paul, how are you doing? Paul Camps too. Yes, Evening 2.0 and this community is fantastic. And I 100% agree with you. I certainly do. Yeah, yeah. Everybody on here is always awesome. Always awesome. Squirrel, says Ed. Yeah, yeah. Hey, Brandon, how are you doing? Or Brian. I don't want to say Brandon, but Brian Red Fox, greetings from Fredonia, New York. How are you doing? Hey, Tamara. Yeah, hat looks good on you. Yes, I think so too. I do, especially with the beard. The beard kind of balances it. Yeah, 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 yeah. Get 2.0 put on front. Yeah, because it's that wick. It's like that. I forget what it's made out of, but it's like that straw. It's let's see. I forget what what kind what it's made out of, but you can see that's the brand. Yeah. Oh, and Stitch helped to form it. Yeah, and we got he never took the American pin off the back. He says, "Oh, I should take that off," and he says, "No, I'm not going to take it off. I'll leave that on there for you." I really appreciate it. Yeah, and tip my hat to you. All right, so enough about that. Let's see. The college in Fredonia. Let's see. Hey, Jonathan, how are you doing? That's my son's name. Hi, Tony from John and Jen. We came in late. That's a good. I'm glad you got here. Yes. Let's see. Yep, I like cowboy hat. Yep. Yeah. Small town adventures. You gonna jump? All right. Tony got up to spin parts in the AM. Alrighty, brother. Well, you have a good day at work tomorrow and a safe day at work. Hey, Cindy, how are you doing? Hi, Tony. You little no video was perfect. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The video. It was. I actually had a lot of fun making it, and I'm glad I did because it was a lot of fun, and I got to use the footage that I didn't think I was going to use. Um, if not, most would have left a message in the community page and gone on with life, right? uh, Yeah, you truly care about all of us all, and we love you right back. We'll love you guys too. Yes. Yeah, yeah. Uh, All right. Good night, everyone. Got to go now. All right. Good night, Joseph. Let's see. Let's see. I like it. Okay. So Snow Hill, North Carolina is where we're going to be. If you missed it. So that's the part of North Carolina going to be. I want to get a hammock, but just don't know if I like it. What if someone, what are some cheaper brands? So, Rick, the OneWind, because it comes with the Ridgeline and stuff, when you add all that stuff up, it's really good. Like, I mean, there are cheaper ones out there that don't have the Ridgeline, and I'm telling you that Ridgeline makes a difference, and it comes with straps. And I know on the OneWind, if you go into any of me talking about the OneWind hammock or go into any of the descriptions, there is a OneWind uh, Random Adventures 2.0 link, and there is a coupon code in there. I can't remember, it's 5% that they offer off the price. Or, I mean, you could always go into the storefront and get one. But to get out there and camp, my very first hammock that I didn't, because I didn't know any better, I thought that was a good hammock. It was cheap, it was good, but you become a banana. And that's one of the biggest complaints about about hammocks is they say, I feel like a banana. Well, you didn't set it up right, and you didn't have a continuous ridge line on it, or know how to set it up. So I would say, Rick, if you were by me, I would, take you out and set one up and let you lay in it before you even got one. But yeah, there are cheaper ones. Now, see, this is where Discord, speaking of Discord again, because Rick asked that question, in Discord, you could go to the Random Adventures 2.0 page in Discord, the server. It's actually a server, and it's free. But you could go in there, go down to a tab like community question and answer, or you could go to the hammock portion of it and ask a question, and someone could answer it, and then it becomes a thread if you want to make it a thread, and people can begin a conversation. And there might be one person that says, hey, this one would be the great one, and you could say, well, why do you say that? And then they would come back and respond. You can do that on Facebook too, but in the Discord, it's different, and it doesn't really there's even a section where you can do it by voice. Like you can say, hey, let's go on over into a question and answer if you want, and we can just go into I don't want to call it a room because that sounds weird, but it's almost like a meeting room that's voice. And you guys are it could be like 5 people in there, 10 people, 20 people, all talking. Because what gamers do, and this is why they like it so much, the younger generation, is they could be on a video game playing, and then there's 1,000 people playing this video game, right? But say there's a group of friends that are on there or made acquaintances playing the game, says, hey, let's get on Discord and go and make a little group. And when they play that game, they can go on to the game, go into the group, and only communicate with the people that they're playing with, and just have their own little group within the massive group of things. So that's how it would be for, say, like a gamer. But a lot of YouTubers, especially, well, I don't know, a lot of different people have a Discord that just as people get to know about it or are familiar with it, they can do their little groups within groups. And I know on here, our Sunday Night Live, a lot of us are building relationships, and a lot of y'all are building relationships with one another. So it's actually a place out of Facebook, out of Instagram, out of all those social medias, where you'd have a server to go to under the banner of Random Adventures 2.0. And within that, you can have a place to meet and talk and just further build a relationship, or go on and do. It'll become more understandable if you watch that video, or watch any beginner video or Discord 101 or something like that. And there's them 3 arrows. Thank you, Darlene. Yep, it's in North Carolina. And many of you don't know, I was born in North Carolina. Yep, I was born in Fayetteville. No, yeah, Fayetteville, North Carolina. Yeah, I had to think for a second. Yeah. Let's see. Oscar rolling down. Hey, Dylan W. How you doing? Hey, 2.0. What made you become a YouTuber or a stealth camper and such? Well, what happened is a couple years ago, I started, just doing hiking and stuff like that. But Miss 2.0 and I went out to Arizona to visit RN Chronicles. And I knew Dave always had a YouTube channel, but to be honest, I didn't know much about it. I watched a couple of his videos, didn't really follow it or anything, but I did go on and subscribe to him, but I never opened it again. That was years ago. And then because I was doing things, we went out to Arizona about 6 years ago, 5 years ago now, I believe. And while we were out there, we did hiked up to just a trail, the Peralta Trail, up above Gold Canyon, and loved the hike. Well, Lisa said, "Well, you could probably find out more about it on YouTube," she thought. So I went on and I hit search on YouTube for first time ever and searched the Peralta Trail, Arizona. And I saw a guy that was getting ready, that him and his wife from Philadelphia, Syntax 77. Maybe some of y'all have heard it. Him and his wife flew out to Arizona and hiked that trail. They actually stayed at the one hotel that we went and stayed at behind that hotel at our friend's friend, who's a friend of ours as well, Greg, stayed at his house for, I believe, 9 days while we were out there in Arizona. And we flew home. But when I watched his video, and because I said about hiking and Arizona, a person popped up and says, "Hey, we recommend this for you," which was Jay Wanders Out. Found out there was an Arizona trail, and he was announcing that he was going to hike the Arizona Trail. So I went on and looked at a couple of his videos, told Lisa about it. We sat down, watched it on TV, our TV at the time and stuff, and decided that when he started that trail, we were going to follow him the whole Arizona Trail. So we did. That was our first series. And as I was watching the series, because we had been to Arizona, his camera work where he would, talk about the cholla cactus and the giant sequoia, saguaro cactus and all that stuff, and he would focus on the flowers and just everything and describe his hike and things like that. Miss 2.0 said, "You could do that, but I don't hike." I wasn't hiking. We were hiking, but not like that. So I had done a couple things, and I was on my way. I thought about it, and I was on my way to work the one day, and I took my phone, didn't have a way to put it on the dash, but I stopped at a red light, and I was going to work, and I had been thinking about it for days, and it was just on my mind constantly. So I went to my camera, put the phone up on my dash in the corner, and I said, "Hey, I think I think I'm going to start an adventure YouTube channel." And I looked up and I said, "Oh, the light's green." And I pulled away and the phone fell off the dash. And that was the start of my wanting to start, because I said it. And because I said it, usually if I say something, I'm going to follow through and I'm going to do it. So I followed through, and it wasn't but about a week. I didn't know how to do it, but I got my Power Director app. I didn't pay for it at the time, and started editing, filmed a couple clips. And I recommend, if you want to learn how to edit before you start a channel. So I did it all about the same time, but I went out and I did my very first video, I think that next week. which was March 21st. I filmed my first video. I started the channel, and then I posted my first video called Coffee in the Woods. If you haven't seen that one, go all the way down to the very first video in chronological order. There's 413 of them, so you got to go ways back. So 3 years ago, this March is when I started the channel. Yep. So how did I get into stealth camping? Well, I wanted to get into camping as part of the channel. I did gold panning, hiking, Appalachian Trail, trail magic on the Appalachian Trail. Miss 2.0 and I became trail angels. And if you don't know what that is, there's a whole playlist on that as well. But I did a camp out in my first ever overnight camp in Centralia, Pennsylvania. During snowstorm Izzy, slept 18 degrees, 30 miles an hour wind, snowstorm coming up, and I camped overnight in a hammock for the first time overnight. Then a couple of people saw that, and Squib reached out to me and said, "Hey, I've always wanted to go to Centralia and do a video at a cemetery that's up there, Oldfellows." And he said, "Hey, I really liked your video. Have you ever heard of Stealth Camping Alliance? Come check our group out on Facebook." So I did, and they had a challenge, and I went on and I did the challenge for March, which was 27 hours before my stroke. So then I had the stroke, and then coming out of the rehab, or during the rehab of the stroke, I got back out there to do another stealth camp, and knew what the term was, and I found camping with Steve and different things. Yeah, so that was a long answer to a pretty in-depth but short question. Yeah. Hey, there's Stitch already. Yeah, there you are, brother. Look at that. It's my buddy Stitch wore this at. Yep, and he helped form it. Yep, when I was out there. I know nothing about. See, a lot of us don't. I've heard of it, but I didn't know anything about it. Now I know my son Jonathan knows about it. Know nothing about Discord. Too much new stuff to learn and so little time. Plus, I'm not a kid anymore. Only pretend to be. Yeah, we all. Hey, we're told to be like children. I mean, that's how our spirits should be. You know, remember when we were kids, how we didn't just we'd wake up, run outside, and just be there in creation, and had so much less concern and worry that we're to be like children, yet to have that same mentality. But yeah, Discord's not going to be for everyone. And I know that my demographic might be not for, but there is a generation that does know about it and are very familiar with it, and that don't like Facebook or anything like that, that already knows how to use it. But believe it or not, Cindy, not very hard to do. Maybe go on and watch the video on it. Not saying you'd ever have to do it, but you get a little bit understanding of it. Let's see. I'm scrolling. Hey, Mark, how are you doing? Saying hi to Stitch. Hey, Stitch. There we go, KN. So if anyone has questions or is interested, I'll answer under the poll in comments. So, like I said, KN, you are awesome. You really, and one of the things that KN said, it might draw a younger crowd in that knows that there's a Discord, things like that, and they can understand the channel a little bit more. There's going to be people on there that maybe never even camped, but there's tabs. It's not about just hammock camping. It's car camping. It's RV camping. Maybe somebody has a question about RVs. Maybe one of y'all have an RV like Dave and Katie are in RV Chronicles, and could go on there and ask a question about that. So it's really a it's just trying to broaden give people options and to make it a little bit more an inclusive, safe space, right? So yes, I hope I'm explaining it right, KN. Yes. Yeah, yeah. Hey, Tony Chocoloni, I know you said that earlier. I see you put that in there a lot. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, outdoor happy Brenda. How are you doing, outdoor happy Brenda? Yeah, being outdoors makes you happy. Bonjour, old crack dated. Keep those videos coming. I agree 100%. Okay. Have you ever been busted for stealth camping? Yes. So, but I knew I was going to. It's my only busted video. It's a Walmart, but I knew I was going to get busted. So as I was doing the video, I kind of figured it out. But we have actually talked about that on a lot of our lives. But yes, if you want to see one where I get busted, that's one, and I'll explain in that one too. That why and how I got busted, you'll see. Let's see. Hey, Samantha, how are you doing? Greetings from Ontario. Sailed, stay, Marie. So I'm not different names like that makes it so hard for me to pronounce. So I'll just say Ontario, right? Yeah. Well, welcome, Samantha. Greetings, greetings, and cheers. Alrighty. I'm a scrolling, guys. I'm a scrolling. I'm getting caught up. Yep, 5th through the 7th. Awesome. Yeah, you're feeling great. Had that surgery, and yeah, I'm just so blessed that we got to become brothers in Christ, Alric. Yes. Amen. Yeah. Good night, Tony. Good night, JR's Life. Thanks for stopping by. Thought about years that Tony's not a video would be such a hit. I know. Miss 2.0 and I are sitting there on the couch watching it as it came out. And I'm sitting there, I'm watching it. She's right there watching it. We're watching it. And I got to the part and I said, well, I'm so sorry I don't have a video for Thursday night. And I looked at her and I said, yeah. And I'm saying that as I've got a video for Thursday night. So that was something. My no video about camping video that's not a video, but it's doing great. It really is. And thanks to all y'all. And never underestimate the power of the Tony. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. The ONEWIND with the slip over bug net is less than $70. Yes. And that's going to be, that's going to work best before shelling out big money. Absolutely chaos. And I do have a video on that hammock. It's the Area 11 with the bug net. That's a bottom entry bug net. That's the one where I throw it up over my head and get up in it, and it hangs down. I love that hammock and that bug net. So you don't always have to use the bug net on there, and it's not zippered on. It's just over. You can actually sit on there with your feet on the ground, and because when you have a zipped one, you can't sit in your hammock and have your feet on the ground because the zippers runs along the hammock. So on the one where and that's the bug net that I'm going to be using when I go down to the mossy swamp. I'm going to have the bug room too, which is the bigger hammock if I can set it up. I don't know yet where uh, where we can set that up at, but I might have a separate room set up. It's coming along, but yeah, that one it is less than $70, and I Ed, thanks for sharing that. But yes, Rick, if you go on and look that one up and use the RA 2.0 discount code. Yeah. Yep. Hey, Mark, how are you doing? Open the Fayetteville, but I'm from Tecumseh, Michigan. Yeah, there you go. Hey, Anthony. Hey, I like Anthony. That's my first name. I always joke around when someone says, "Should we call you Anthony?" And I said, "Well, government knows me by Anthony, but my friends know me as Tony." Yeah. So, hey, Joan, how are you doing? Yeah. Good night. Oh, good night. I just saw the rest of the comment there. Good night. Good night. And we still got 93 people watching. We just hit our 2-hour mark. So we are going to continue going because I'm not even down to the bottom of the comments yet. Thanks for sharing that. But yes, Jay wanders out. Actually, um, uh, he hiked the Arizona Trail. And then when I had my stroke, prior to him, me having the stroke, he's been on our Sunday Night Lives as a guest, especially when he mentioned that he was going to hike the Appalachian Trail. I'd asked him in a comment once, and he said, "I don't want to spoil it, but I've got some news for you." So when he did the announcement for the Arizona Trail or Appalachian Trail that he was going to be hiking it 2 years ago, I was all excited. So he started hiking it, and then I ended up having my stroke. But I got recovered enough to where I could go out and surprise him on trail at actually Peters Mountain, where where the road goes over Peters Mountain outside of Duncannon after you cross Susquehanna River. The video where Lisa and I, or the spot that Lisa and I a year earlier became trail angels, at that spot, I surprised him in a video. So if you go to my playlist for the stroke, there's actually a video of me getting out there and surprising Jay, going out and hanging out with Jay for a day. It's Dave and I and Jay. There's a couple videos of Jay Wanders Out on there. And if you were watching when I went down to HangCon most recently, Jay is from, well, he stays with his sister when he's in the U.S., but he does hiking from there. But they were up they're going to Alaska this year. But he was in Florida when I was down there, but he was a week behind me. So rather than driving back up in the snow and the weather, I ended up going to his campsite, and we did a Sunday Night Live from a campsite with a fire. Great. It was awesome catching up with him. And he just went all around Florida, down the Everglades, saw alligators. I wish I saw an alligator while I was down there. Hey, Carl, how are you doing? Just stopping in to say hi to everyone. Can't stay long. Alrighty. Well, glad you stopped in, Carl. I really appreciate that. Everyone remember to hit the like button. Oh, a super chat. Hey, Nick Brown, thank you so much. You did that at 9:50, 13 minutes ago. And it's even green on there, which for St. Patty's Day, that's pretty cool. So a super chat's when somebody puts a message in. Happy Sunday. Any spoilers for the video this week? No. Just stay tuned. But, well, will it be a spoiler? I am going to cook that cheesesteak again. So that's a spoiler. A spoiler, I'm going to make a dessert that I didn't make because there's no sense of making a dessert if I wasn't going to be able to film it. Um, I could have made a dessert and ate it, but I wanted to save it. So we're going to be doing that. And I'm not going to tell you what the dessert is, but no, it's not a Louisiana crunch cake. It's something different. I think coming into, that's more of a summery thing, but so not a spoiler alert, but I think it's going to be an awesome camp. And I don't believe anybody's ever done this. But I just wasn't able to film it, but I know it worked. I hear somebody's car alarm going off and I didn't hit my keys, so it's not me. All right. Happy Sunday. Any spoiler alerts? Well, thank you so much, Nick Brown, for that super chat. Hey, let's see. What do you use to edit? Is that on your phone or computer? So I use an app called Power Director, and I do that app on Power Director on my phone. I believe there is also a computer model, but because I was planning to hike the Appalachian Trail prior to my stroke, after the stroke, I'm just putting it off now. But there's hikers out there now. We're going to be, Lord willing, doing some trail magic this year. Yeah, they're out there hiking, and I'm just going, oh man, I wish I could do that right now. A through hiker is someone that hikes from Springer Mountain in Georgia to Mount Katahdin. Northbound, when they make it, they are now a northbound through hiker because they completed it within 1 calendar year. So if they hike from Katahdin, Maine, Mount Katahdin to Springer Mountain, that's called a southbounder or a SOBO. So NOBO, northbound, SOBO, southbound. Then there's a flip-flopper, all right? So a flip-flopper is someone who might start out at, say, like Harper's Ferry and hike southbound first and then flip back up. That's why it's a flip-flopper. Flip back up to where they started to hike the northbound. So they're not a NOBO, they're not a SOBO, they're both. They're a flip-flopper. So a lot of terms. And then there's yellow blazing. That's when someone gets off trail and skips a section. Yellow blaze means the yellow lines instead of the white lines, which are on the Appalachian Trail. There's platinum blazing. So that's where the average to hike the Appalachian Trail, the average through hiker, they estimate the cost of about $1,000 a month. That's food. You have 0 days where you get off trail and stay at a hostel. A hostel is like like above the clouds hostel. A lot of people stay there in the beginning of the trail because it's Neil Gap. There's cabins you can rent, but a hostel is where they have bunk rooms, and there might be 4 bunk beds in a room, and you stay at a hostel, maybe $20 a night, $30 a night, or whatever. And then there's cabins you can rent. But then some people will stay only at hotels. They'll get picked up by a shuttle and taken to a hotel and then back to the trail on a shuttle. So that's a term called platinum blazing. They don't sleep out on trail too often. They take advantage of going to town and staying for multiple days in a hotel because they can afford it. Now, someone who platinum blazes might be on the higher end, $2,000 a month. So there are people that do the trail much cheaper than that. So, but they say average is about $1,000. Squirrel, I got way off base, but I want to thank everybody that's done a buy me a coffee. And I know Mr. Ed has done buy me a coffees a lot. Mary and Johnny Torres, they just recently, about once a month, they buy about 20 coffees a month to support the channel. I want to thank everybody that's done buy me a coffees, and really do appreciate that. And one of the things that I was going to say is that Mr. Ed actually just became a Patreon. For he used to go on and do buy me a coffees, or sometimes he would in when the play a video, there's a little dollar bill sign. Sometimes he would make an in video contribution. I know Debbie Hills. Speaking of Debbie Hills, hey, we got Mail Monday on a Sunday night. So if you guys know, this is a mail hammock. I did get an envelope and a card, and I wanted to open that. I always forget that I'm still doing this on these nights, and Sunday night instead of Monday night. Mail Monday. All right. So I have a card, and it's from Debbie. And Debbie does the in-video contributions to the channel, things like that. And so we have an Easter card. We got Easter coming up very soon. And I just pray everybody has a great Easter. We'll be talking more about that as it comes. But the sunrise at Easter, a reason to sing, a reason to praise God and everything. So that's the front of the card. Yeah. Alrighty. So, dear Tony, wishing you a joyful Easter blessing because he lives. Amen. And let's see. He says, I pray you have a blessed Easter season. I can't wait to see your camping videos this summer. Yeah, it'd be nice and warm too. Yeah. And God is so good. Take care, Tony, and be safe. Love and prayers, Debbie Hills. Alrighty, so there's her card. So I am going to start an Easter card thing. I'm going to put Debbie's card up here on our ridge line. So this is a continuous ridge line here, and right here is the let's see, it's our lights. And so I'll be taking that ridgeline light. That's from the Ridge Light. And if you go on my storefront, you can get this on Amazon. I actually got this one right from the company. I ordered that Haven hammocks. But that I actually have a link for that in the camping video, I believe, in my camping videos in the description. There we go. So thank you, Debbie Hills. Awesome. So yeah. And like I said, I want to thank everyone for all the support, by watching the videos, hitting subscribe, hitting the like. And I do know that Elric, I thank you so much. That he goes on and he says, liked, shared. He actually shares the videos with other people, and if y'all do that, I really, really appreciate that, because we want to try to expand the family as much as possible. Okay, there you go. Hey, Nick Brown, I put a comment on your post. Perfect. Yeah. Hey, guys, Smiley, I like that. Yeah. Heard you say Miss 2.0 was up here in the Berg. Yeah. Actually, if you guys know, if you're familiar with Harrisburg, Well, oh no, the Berg. Okay, Pittsburgh. Yeah, she went out to visit her mom, and then on her way back with her sibling, and so um, needed dropped back off in Hershey because I dropped her off in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and so I got to pick her back up in Hershey, and that was so great that I was able to talk to her and stuff once I got my phone fixed. Oh, Wednesday, squirrel. Wednesday. I mean, how was I blessed? Okay, so well, one, being able to add a second phone for $15 just for an emergency line, but also get a $600 phone for nothing, which is great, which gives me a lot of possibilities to also film with that because I can share it now. So I forgot to tell y'all, we made the appointment to Mr. Tech. And I'm saying goodbye at Verizon. I'm like, okay, I'm going to drive down to Selinsgrove to Mr. Tech. So on the way down, I'm using the Bluetooth on my phone. I gave an update to my friend Dave out in Arizona. And we were talking, and I pull up to there talking through my car that's a Bluetooth. And then I was like, oh, I got there at 11. I said, all right, oh, the lights are off. What time do they open? Oh, they open at 11. And I looked at my car clock and it said 11:03. Like, oh, maybe they're late. And I looked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Closed on Wednesdays. And so I was like, oh, goodness. So I thought, well, I told Dad, I said it closed to Wednesday, so it doesn't look like I'll be able to get the phone fixed until Thursday or the 19th on my appointment. Well, I'm sitting there because it's hot, have the sunroof open all the way. The wind is down. It was warm. And I'm sitting there, just hung up with him, and I'm just hanging out because I'm early. I know Miss 2.0 is going to be down, and I got to meet her at around 3:30, and it's 11, and it's only about an hour and 20 minutes for me to get there. So I'm sitting, just relaxing, thinking, and I see a door open. It says employee only. And I know the owner because I've been there before years ago. Not that well, that location once, but I was to him whenever he started like 15 years ago, started his business. And he walks out. My wind is down. He's carrying a briefcase and some other things. I said, "Hey, I see you're closed." And he goes, yeah, we're closed on Wednesdays at the shop, but I'm going to a client's house. And I said, oh, going to a client's house. And he goes, yeah, I do on the road work on Wednesdays. And he says, what do you need? I said, I left you a message on the phone saying I got an appointment on Thursday or the 19th, but I want to get my screen fixed. I, do YouTube videos, and I, need to finish this. And he goes, oh, he said, I'll tell you what, let me throw this in the car. Why don't you come on in? You said they made an appointment. So Verizon made the appointment. He said it'd take about 20 minutes to fix the screen. I'm like, oh, cool. He unlocked the door. He said, let me come around and unlock the door. I went in, and he locked the door behind me, and he turned the light on. I said, well, do you want to turn the light back off so nobody wants to come in? And he goes, oh, yeah, good idea. He says, well, sit down on the couch, and I'm going to go back and work on it. And I said, well, have you ever let anybody come in the back and watch you do it? And he goes, well, since we're closed, come on back. So him and I sat back there, and we chatted and talked, and he fixed the phone. Awesome. Oh, goodness gracious. Let me scroll down because I just saw that. Oh, I'm going to scroll down. Way down. Oh, I'm way behind. Anthony, thank you so much for that super chat. What a blessing. Here's a little something for your adventures. Love your videos and your great inspiration. God bless you, brother. Thank you so much. And just being a part of the 2.0 family and supporting the channel like that, Yeah, you know, it's thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh boy, what a blessing. I'm going to scroll back up. It popped up on here and I saw Darlene doing purple arrows. I try not to look at this because I get unfocused, but I don't even remember where I was at. But he fixed it, and uh, I had a great job learning about everything on doing the phone, and it was super awesome. And like I said, getting to just talk with them and things, and the screen protector. So I said, you know, the protector I had, that liquid, they put a liquid on it, and they put it in a UV light to dry it quickly, and it's solid, very good screen protector. He goes, nah, we don't use that one. I got a different one. I'm not going to do it with this phone because this is the backup phone. But we go around, he picks up a phone. It must be their display phone. He says, let me show you this. He picked up the phone, turned it on so you could see the screen. Now, I don't know how to turn this one on. No, just kidding. I'd tap it. So he turned it on, and he picked up a wrench that's this long and goes bang, 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 hitting a wrench like hammering a nail. And he's just like bang, bang, bang. He says, this is what we use. And I went, oh my goodness, how much is that? What does that cost? He said, well, this one is $44 for that screen protector. And he says, I said, can you put that on there? So that's on the phone that I dropped. And I would show you guys with the wrench if this one had it on, but I ain't gonna do that because this screen will crack. But he was wailing on that phone. Wailing, that's a country thing. Waylon Jennings. So anyhow, let's see. Oh, there we are. Heard you say Miss 2.0 is in the Berg. Yeah, and congratulations, Pittsburgh Penguins. Yeah. Oh, hey, your drunk mom. I go camping at Canopals every year. Laugh out loud. That's not quite real camping. So might go to the Adirondacks this summer for a new experience. Yeah, if you can get up into the Adirondacks, I think you'll have an awesome time. Went up there with Alpine Warrior, and Stitch flew in, and we did our camp up in the Adirondacks. Great experience. We did it in the fall. Fall leaves, beautiful. But yeah, if you're going to go to Knoebels, I actually I want to have a Knoebels day where maybe I can rent a pavilion or something like that, or figure out what it takes to rent a pavilion. I haven't gotten there yet, but maybe say on such and such a day, uh, I would be at a pavilion and people can stop by, and we could you know make hot dogs or do anything like that, or and then take your family into the park, and because it doesn't cost anything to park at Knoebels, does not cost anything to ride, walk around and eat food, except for when you go to eat food, then it costs you something. Doesn't cost you to walk around and look at the rides. You don't have to ride the rides, but if your kids want to ride the rides, you can get them a bracelet or hand stamp, or buy a little book of tickets and just do a ticket for one ride. So Knoebels is a great place, and I stealth camped behind their sign in Pax Sinus. Yeah. Yeah, Kenny. Um, hmm. Not really. When I did the abandoned building, though, there are people that are familiar with paranormal stuff, and they said when they were watching the video, they said they noticed quite a few things. I did not while I was there. But afterwards, in the filming process, once they said that, I went back and looked, and I saw new stuff that I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that it happened," but not really. No. Yep, Jim, we're still live at 9:56. You asked that question, and we're at 10:24. So we're still live at 10:24. Sue St. Marie, thank you very much. Oh my Tony. Right, Sue St. Marie. Yeah. Yeah, you guys know me, right? Jolly good meals. Awesome. What is your favorite stealth meal? That's a great question. So, depends on the stealth. It does. Because depending on how I can cook on the stealth is going to depend on it. But I really like making the old ramen noodle creations. Getting very creative with just different things that I found at the grocery store. Oh, it's all packed in the refrigerator. I didn't get to do this on the last video too, so we're going to have this on the video. You're going to get to see me do something on the video that I've done a couple times, and I just found something that I'm going to get to do again. Not a Louisiana crunch cake. But my favorite, I don't know if I really have a favorite stealth meal. Because Dick's Sporting Goods, people really liked that one where I took in, what, Jim? I think I can do this, Jim. I touch my screen. Jim, thank you so much for that super sticker. Oh my, y'all are just blessing me. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, those contributions, to let you know what they're going to go to, they're going to go to me driving down to North Carolina to help with that. I really appreciate that because that will come in very much handy. And not only that, but my car is at 100 and it's over 100. When I bought it, got it right before the stroke, it was at 77,000 miles. It was used, my Subi, and I drove it 9,350 miles across the United States. And it is actually at 131,000 miles. I missed the 120,000 mile service. I'm coming up on the 150,000 mile service. There's certain things they've got to do to it. And I've noticed that when I go to start it every once in a while, it does chugga. So I've got to get the plugs, and there's a certain thing that you got to do at the 120. I'm past it, but I'm going to get it all done coming up very soon. And that is going to be very, very beneficial and helpful for that as well. So you're getting the Subi and it's keeping it on the road. And I need that car all the time. Absolutely. 100%. And things like that go to fuel. Oh my goodness, I drove 300 miles in a day and a half the other day, just looking for new places to camp. So I do a lot of scouting and stuff. And what's really nice is the Subaru, I believe, gets, say 15 gallons to fill up. Anywhere from 350 to 375 miles per gallon. Does pretty good, especially when I'm highway miles or like not in town miles. Hey, Jim, how are you doing? Yeah. Camping all out. Say hi to Alyssa for us. Yes. Yeah, good night, Chris. Good night. Yeah, yeah, I hope you feel better, brother. I'm scrolling down. What was the scariest wild animal encounter deep in the woods? Any bears, coyotes? No, not yet. Can't wait to see a wild animal. I've heard coyotes in the one winter camp that I did. Actually, if you go and watch the very first Big Dog and I camped, that one we heard coyotes. I heard coyotes when I did my cemetery camp, but the scariest, well, the most um, mind trick, have to calm yourself down was when I was sleeping at a cemetery. It happened. There were several things that happened, but on the one, uh, no lights. All right, I didn't have a headlamp on, and it was dark and it was late. And I heard coyotes, but I was sleeping just on a rock wall of a cemetery, and I hear footsteps getting closer, but they're taking their time as they're stepping. I had no clue what that was, and I was going, someone's sneaking up on me, someone's sneaking up on me. And I thought, wait, they're not doing a very good job of it. so I turned my headlamp on and I looked, and it was a possum staring straight at me, only about, because I waited as I was hearing it, trying to say, no, it's nothing, but it kept getting closer and closer. And he played dead real quick, and he's staring at me. And I'm like, oh, I don't have my camera on, and I'm trying to get the camera and film, and my camera was throwing a shadow and stuff. But yeah, that's about the scariest, frightened I've ever been. There we go. And there's a few more times, like, yeah, like when I saw eyes, and it turned out to be a cat. Yeah. Stealth camping lonely. Is stealth camping lonely and boring? No, because you guys are always with me. As long as my camera, I have my phone with me, and my camera is my phone. I'm interacting with the camera continually. Because I'm interacting with the camera, I'm interacting with you, so I'm never feel alone. I'm never bored, because when you're not watching me, I am doing my editing or setting up for a new shot, just doing a lot of different things. So I never get bored. I always have a lot of stuff to do. But when I get to the point where I'm done, now I don't get bored. I fall asleep. I finally go to bed. Yeah. Let's see. I will be at Woolly Swamp Hang in April. Looking forward to possibly spending a little more time together this time. Absolutely, brother. Yes, Sean. Awesome. I get to see you doing some carving as well. So Sean's great at carving. I've seen some of the stuff he's done. Yes. Awesome. Unless I fly out, you'll be in charge of Tony at Woolly Swamp, Sean. Yeah. Alyssa says, hi, everyone. She can't wait to go camping again. Absolutely. M&T Living and Cooking. Hello at Random Adventures 2.0. Absolutely. All righty. M&T. Glad to have you in here tonight. Let's see. I got to look up here. 232. Still 73 people watching. That's awesome. All right. Maybe we'll continue to go. Oh, Miss 2.0 is calling me, and I'm on because it's ringing on my phone. I don't know if it rings or vibrates for you guys, but I can't actually. I'll tell you what. Oh, here's what we can do. I can. Oh, this is where this comes in handy too. Look at that. Let's see. Contacts. I only have. There's honey. We're gonna call her. Hello? Hey, hon, we're on live still. I'm calling you with the other phone. I saw it ringing. Here's Miss 2.0. Yeah. Hi. She's saying hi, everybody.
So you're still alive. Wow.
Yes.
Crazy.
I know, right? We are 2 hours and 33 minutes, but I'm glad to hear you're out of work.
Thank God. Oh, thank you, God. It was so much better today. Woo.
Yeah, way so much better. Yesterday, if you guys don't know, she had a rough one yesterday.
That was horrible.
If many of y'all don't know, Miss 2.0 is a nurse. What's that?
I wanted to quit.
Yeah, you did. Oh, and guess
I should have went for RN. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make some RNs mad now, but it would have helped me.
Yeah. So she works at a long-term care housing unit, and
but they take everyone. Let's just say.
Yeah.
Everything and psych people.
No. Also, what there's downstairs in the oven is the baked potatoes and also the chicken. And like I said, I did. Sorry, guys. I did 1/2 barbecue chicken.
Yum.
And the other half is salt, pepper, turmeric, and paprika.
Yum.
Yep, yum. And there's going to be broccoli florets, but I didn't want to make that until you got home. It's in the freezer. It's just one of those microwave steam bags. All right.
Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Fun, everyone.
All right. Love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, look at that. So our emergency phone came in handy. So we'll be able to do that now too. Wow, that's already paid for itself, that $15 a month. Just, when you think about it, that's priceless. Being able to talk to Miss 2.0 while I'm doing this, it's, look at the benefits. I am just beyond blessed, guys. I really, really am. All right, so we got let's see, spoilers. He's going to drop his phone into the pot of food this time. Well, that'll break the fall. That will work. Yeah. Oh, no spoiler alerts. I didn't even film it yet, so we got to film it yet. Let's see. Where's my corner? Let's see. Keeping going down. Hey, Nova, how are you doing? Let's see. Hi, Tony. I so much enjoy your videos and always enjoy watching you cook up your concoctions. Yep. Keep on coming. Keep on camping. Yes. Yeah. We haven't done a ramen noodle with olives and cheese and stuff, all kinds of stuff. Tuna. Oh, I love tuna. Mayonnaise, peanut butter. We haven't done one of those in quite some time. No, we haven't. Yeah. All right. So let's see. Keeping going down. So Miss 2.0's got a little bit of time. So I know when she gets home, she's going to get changed, get cleaned up, and then go have dinner. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you for answering that again, Brother Rewild. All right. Good night. Good night. Good night. And thank you so much, MD Gons, Melissa, for watching so many videos. Like I said, she's been going on marathon weekends and doing like 15, 20 videos a weekend, sometimes 10 a day. Yeah. Don't want to go alone. I don't. I don't like me that much. Jim, yeah, it's actually harder to do with more people because, like I've said in the past, when I'm camping by myself, I'm interacting with the camera. I'm talking with you. You're a part of it. So we're camping together. When I introduce a second person into the camp, like when Big Dog and I camped, I'm split with my attention between them and you guys, and I almost feel like I'm ignoring one when I'm working with the other, or not when I'm talking with the other, but when I'm working with the camera and you guys, I feel like I'm ignoring the person that's with me. So I'm getting more comfortable with it and figuring different things out. And like I said, hey, it's random. I like random. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. How far back am I? Wait, let's see. 10:15, 10:39. Oh, we got to scroll. Like I said, thank you so much, Anthony. What a blessing. Yes. And now that's called a super chat. When people put words in, super stickers are with no words. And that is a little something. That's a lot of something. Thank you so much. Coming down, coming down. Trying to see if there's anybody new that just popped in. Let's see, there's Dixie Cup. Eileen, love Knoble, says Eileen. I would absolutely go. Yeah. And again, Jim, just as I'm getting down to you guys, I'm just seeing them and clicking on them because that you guys are just a blessing. Everyone that did a super chat, super thanks tonight. Thank y'all. What's for dinner, Tony Chocoloni? Like I was telling Miss 2.0, you guys got to hear what I cooked. So I made that before we went live. Made sure it was all cooked and kept in the oven warm. Oh, you are very welcome. I was blessed and wanted to bless you. Well, thank you so much for that blessing. Like I said, very, very much so. And I know it came from the heart. Yeah. And I thank the Lord for you and your gift. Just going to the I can rack up 200 miles just going to the grocery store, 14 miles away. I know when I was out in different places, like when I was up at Devil's Tower and I hung out with brain freeze. Oh my goodness. When I was up at Devil's Tower, it's right there. It's at the tip of my tongue or my brain. Anyhow, go check that video out and you'll see what I'm talking about. He's kissing a dinosaur on the day that I hang out with Frank. When I hang out with Frank, we drove 100. It takes him an hour to get to the closest Walmart, or just not like a mom and pop grocery store. To get to a real grocery store, it's 100 miles. Crazy. Oh, I had a alligator crawl across my foot of my across the foot of my tent one time. Oof. Nah, good. Just keep on a crawling. Yeah. Let's see. Hey, Barbara, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Love your video. I feel I am camping with you. Well, that's what's such a blessing is that I hear that. And I hear that because that's the whole experience I get. And I think it comes across because I hear that from so many people. Thanks for taking me along. I felt like I was there and I can't do this anymore, but you're getting out there and you're doing it and I'm enjoying being with you and experiencing it with you. And that's just means the world to me. It really does. It just means the world to me. Alrighty. Uh, there you go. Darlene saying hi to Lisa. So that must be when I answered the phone. Uh, I'm an hour behind you, friend. It is 9:24 4 p.m. in Texas. Yeah, in Arizona is 3 hours behind us now because they don't change their clocks. 7:35 here in California. Wow. Hey, Jeffrey. Let's see. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you too. Hey, Nick. Love your videos, Tony. Keep up the great work. Well, thank you so much. Random pig trails, and that's because old Crackodated said about pig trails. All right. Let's see. I made it to the bottom. I can't scroll anymore. It says 10:43. It's 10:45. So Rebecca was the last comment on the scroll. So I am all caught up. That's great. And it only took us 2 hours and 45 minutes to get caught up in our comment section. And I do want to say there's still 80 some people watching. 82 people watching. What? Alrighty. Anybody got an idea how many comments we have? You got past all the scrolls, right? Stitch, right? Jeffrey, good night, Jeffrey. Yeah, Barbara, you know, it's, yeah, that's tough. Yeah, what, yeah, yeah, no longer ago. So it sounds like you have very fond memories of fishing and that ability to go fishing with somebody. It's just because oftentimes when you're just fishing, that's what you're doing because it's not you're not going catching all the time because that's why it's not called catching because sometimes you just go fishing just to enjoy being out there and putting a line in the water. And so Miss 2.0's dad, John, was my fishing buddy for 30 some years. We fished together all the time. We would go fishing together. And when he had his stroke about 5.5 years ago, he was unable to go fishing again. But we ended up taking him fishing when he was in the wheelchair, but he couldn't cast anymore. So I would cast for him. We, as a family, a lot of kids, grandkids, stuff, we all took him to a spot where we could park and get him out of the car and up to a wheelchair place. And I would cast and then hand him the rod, and he could feel it holding the rod again. But he's since passed away a little over a year, maybe a little bit more than a year ago now. But yeah, I miss fishing with my fishing buddy, and I've got to learn to cast with my left hand again because I can't. My trigger finger, oh, it's slow. That's as fast as I can make that. And when you fish, you're holding the line. When you flick it, you're like flick. I just can't flick. I tried to at the rendezvous, and my lure. I had Carl sent me a lure, handmade wooden lures, and it was going ring, ring, ring around the end of my rod because I couldn't let go of it. And I was like, oh, now I know. What my dad used to feel like when he would take me fishing as a kid. Yeah, yeah. I do adventure says send Stitch money for a ticket east. Yeah, to come to that. I know Stitch and I were talking about it. Um, oh yeah. Good old rough. Yep, she's a happy camper. Okay. Yep. So I don't hear Miss Stitch yet, or Miss Stitch. I don't hear Miss 2.0 yet coming in the door. Yeah, I don't hear her coming in, so I don't have to go. But she's got a couple minutes once she comes in door to get stuff done, and then we're gonna go have dinner together because I didn't eat yet. I thought I'd wait for her. Yeah, and a lot of times I don't like eating right before live on Sundays because I never know how it's gonna affect me, right? Mm. But I will continue to drink my coffee. Yep. All right. So, what else was I going to show you? I think I've shown you everything. Yeah. Ooh, so I'm gonna get all. Oh, I spent a couple days working just on different things in the car. So you guys know what? That's something new. I can talk about this for a minute. So this here is I've had stuff like this in the car. This is non-skid stuff that goes in cabinets. Well, I was at Walmart adding a I had an idea and it's going to work. But while I was searching for that idea and trying to figure something out, I came across this stuff, which I've already had, but it was in black, not this tan color. And I saw it, it was only like $5 for a huge roll, and the roll is wider than this one. And like my kettle, the electric kettle in the car, I have a piece of this, and it looks odd being a different color sitting on something that's black. And on the back of the camping mattress, you know, where you guys saw it, you see the blue, and I had one of these down on the blue mattress so things don't slide. Well, I got out of Walmart and I'm like, well, I got to test this one thing to see if it works. Because if it doesn't work, I can run it back in quick because it was electric. And it worked. But I thought, oh, I can throw the box away because I hate bringing boxes home, you know, and getting rid of the cardboard. Thought, oh, I'll just throw it away in their trash can along with all the other trash that comes out of the box. So I did that, and then I took out the roll and I cut different pieces. I used the whole roll, but I used it in certain places in the car for non-stick, and it's gonna work out great. It looks awesome. Like right inside the passenger door or behind the driver's door, the passenger door, which is behind the driver's door, there is the seats down, and I use that to stage stuff. But it's some stuff that I have there might slide around. It doesn't anymore because for the first time, the piece that I had, the wider stuff, covered the whole back of the seat. And I didn't have to tape it down or anything because I could tuck it into places. Now it's there permanently. Not permanently, but like I don't have to remove it and I can put stuff on it, just throw it in there and it doesn't slide around. So that's a good thing. But I have these ones from when I set up last year. I was using that color when I was set up the car for car camping. Yep. There we go. Anthony says, are you going to HangCon this year? So I went to HangCon beginning of this year because it's been a while already. Yeah, so I was down there in Florida for that. But if you're talking about when it comes up again, it'll be next year. Yes, I'm going to go, Lord willing, I'm definitely going to go again next year. I had an awesome time. Stitch flew in. I picked him up at Tampa Airport. We went up to HangCon for those days. Had a great time. Hey, good night, good night, good night. Yeah, and if you guys got to jump out and get tired and just jump off, I'm just gonna hang out here until Mr. 2.0 gets home. Yeah. Kid kicked me off TV. Oh, kid kicked me off the TV to watch Peppa Pig. So back to the cell. There you go. Well, welcome. I forget that some of y'all watch it on the big screen. I know Hammock Mountain does. He sent me a picture of his living room with me on the big screen. Said, "This is how I watch 2.0," and he posted it on a Random Adventures 2.0 family Facebook page too. Yeah. PA Wilderness Adventures. You still have my phone number? Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, because that's in my main phone. This phone, I'm really not going to put. I could transfer all the contacts, but maybe I'll make that one just a transfer, just put in YouTube ones. But you guys won't have this phone number because anybody that texts me back and forth, any of the 2.0 family that has my number, it'll always come up on this one. Let's see. One time I went fishing. I had an interesting time. Just one time. That day I pulled up a lampshade, a lawn chair, a fishing pole, somebody's curtains. There was also a time when I caught a nice. So when I used to go fishing when the kids were little, more so before. Other times when John and I didn't go fishing, I had another buddy that him and I would all go fishing together. That's Lisa used to babysit their children, but if I wanted to go fishing, like really wanted to go, and I was like, I don't know, she'll let me go. All as I had to say was, "Hey, hon, can Ted and I go? I want to go fishing with Ted. Do you mind if I go? We're going to catch some walleye or try to fish for walleye." And if it was going to be not really, it was like, walleye? Okay. Walleye's my favorite. Oh, hey, kitty. Come here, Key. Kiki. Hey, Key. Come here, Key. I'm calling this one cat. I've been wanting it to come in for a while. Did you guys remember seeing it when he was little? I pushed my door open and didn't come in. Hey, Key. Come here, Key. No, he ran already. I must have scared him. But he's our black cat. And if I were to say, "Hey, Key," and I lean back like this, he'll come in, he'll run and jump. And he runs right up here and he lays here and just lets me pet him. He's a really awesome cat. All our cats are awesome, but he's just special awesome. Yeah. All righty. Let's see. Hey, Steve, how are you doing? Let's see. Wait. I'm buying 2 fishing kayaks for me and my wife. Day after tomorrow. That's awesome. I love fishing hammocks. Hammocks. Oh, wouldn't that be cool? But kayaks, fishing kayaks. Yeah. Gonna keep them at our mountain cabin near the Buffalo National River. Catch some nice smallmouth bass. Never tried kayak. Oh, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Yes, you are. I've never been to Buffalo National River to your mountain cabin. So, that sounds like a great time. Stitch saying, because they're watching on their TV and stuff. Oh, and we got a response from Mary. Hi, Stitch. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You guys are always on, Johnny and Mary Torres, and thank you all, you two both, for all of your support of the channel. You guys are amazing, 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 amazing. And Johnny, thank you for your service. Absolutely. He stopped chasing squirrels. Now he's chasing cats, right? Hey, Key, come here, Key. Sometimes if I call, if he's around, he'll come in. Come here, Key. Hey, Key. Nope. So, all righty. Okay. So if, like I said, Discord, I'm feeling more and more comfortable with a Discord server. Like I said, you might know nothing about it. KN, very, very knowledgeable about it. So actually, KN's going to be one of the mods in there, and supporters. And I'll probably reach out to some people. I don't know how soon it'll be, but it's not something you got to jump on and check out. It's just going to be an addition to the 2.0 family, that doesn't like to use Facebook, is a little bit more familiar with other things other than that. But yeah, I think we're going to get go ahead and get that started. And Can's going to walk me through on helping me get it done because she's built an awesome platform for it, and I keep going on and checking out, but she's put a lot of work into it, so I really appreciate you, KN. And got to get out soon to your parents' campground out there too, near the Allegheny River. Okay, guys, I got to go for tonight. Says Hammock Mountain. Oh, Hammock Mountain. Say everyone have a wonderful week and good night, Tony. Good night, Hammock Mountain. Really appreciate you. And am I hearing footsteps, hon? I think she might be home. But she always goes and gets chains and cleaned up and stuff. Good night, Daniel. Again, congratulations. Congrats for your daughter. Did I miss something? Got an award? I don't know what, but congratulations to her. I'm not sure what the award is. 9% battery. Uh-oh, Tony Chocolonely. Oh, I still got 40%. Yeah, on this one. That one's not even on. But so we made out pretty good. Like I said, what could have turned into something really awful and bad, turned into a blessing. Just being able to have and you guys got to see it in action, what's going to happen. Like, because we got a call from Miss 2.0 on that phone and I couldn't respond to her, but I could call her on this one. We're going to be able to do some extra filming. So I'll be able to film hyperlapse with this one while I'm filming with that one and be able to transfer everything over to it. So we'll be able to do different stuff. Old and crackedated, 7% battery here. 6%. Oh, it's going down, going down. Yep. If anybody has any questions, let me know. And then I'm sure KN we're going to leave that community post up all the time because it'll just be generated. I mean, you can put them up and take them down, but I'm going to leave that up there because if anybody has a question about something like that, that's a great place to go to the community tab and ask the question on there. Yeah. Oh, wow. That's awesome. 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 Hammock Mountain. Congratulations to her. Absolutely. I'm plugged in. I'm okay. It says old and crackedated. Yeah. Okay. And we still got 76 people watching. And we're We just passed the 3-hour mark. Oh, well, we're not at 15,000 subscribers yet, so this is not going to be a 24-hour one. That one's coming when we get there. I'll try. I'm still trying to figure out how to do something like that. I think that would be pretty cool. Yeah, yeah. Oh, good night. Make sure to hit the thumbs up and like before you go. Absolutely. Good night. Until the next adventure, my friend. Love you and God bless. Love you too. All right. Good night, everybody. Yeah. Dixie Cup saying good night. Hand over to the extension cord. Right? Yeah. Okay. Good night. Good night. All right. So I am going to get going too. I'm going to go down and try to do a couple things to just in case Miss 2.0 didn't find the food. Well, it's in the oven. I told her to. So I want to say thanks a lot for coming along on this Sunday Night Live. It's been great. It's been really wonderful, as it always is, hanging out with everybody. And I just get so much joy seeing you guys correspond inside the comments, talking back and forth with everybody. Oh, I didn't see that. Enjoy. I wanted to say hi to you. Tons of bees. Yes. And Richard Dauberstein, bye. Welcome, welcome. Now that you have two phones, you need to call me. Yeah, right. Yeah. All right. Well, sounds like a plan. All right. Well, keep me in prayer about a couple medical appointments coming up soon. And so we're going to see how videos go. But I'm definitely going to be down in North Carolina. We got this video coming up. I've got other things coming up that medically related that I don't know that I'll be able to get out and camp with those going on. All right. So we're just going to keep it random. Right. But for the most part, I'm going to shoot for every Thursday night for a video. All right. Well, you guys have a wonderful rest of the night and have even a better and amazing week this week. And look forward to seeing you on the next one. And stay tuned. I'll probably do a premiere Thursday night, this epic video. What's it gonna be? And happy, still 11 o'clock, still St. Patty's Day. Happy St. Patty's Day. All right, well, Chuck Jones. Hi, finally. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, okay, I'm just trying to see if I missed anybody. Well, if I missed you, I appreciate you being on, and I apologize, but I think I did get everybody. So we're going to go ahead and say, Tony 2.0, hey, darling, Strokan 2.0, out. All right. God bless everyone, and good night. And good night, Can. Good night, everyone. See ya. Until